Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We have ETF2L Season 35, Prem Qualifier. It's the finals. I know what you're thinking. Is this the only game? Yes, it's that as well. We have the Boomers versus Synonym of Perfection, which is just, I don't know, low effort name, boys, low effort name. Right, I am eepily. I'm today joined with DuMmTm on the old microphone and Beta during production. Dum, how are you doing? How are you feeling about these boys? We got some names going on here.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. I put on the match page already, like the discrepancy between like when these people started playing, like average season 10 on the Boomers with like the lineup they have, and average season, what was it, like much closer to 20 anyway, on the blue side here on Synonym of Perfection. So vast differences on how long these guys have been around. Both want the same spot in Prem. Edwards just said, yeah, these other guys on sixes, they're getting the spot for free. You guys have to actually work for it. And here we are. They have to show what they're good for, and it should be really interesting. Obviously, a lot of familiar names, you already mentioned them. A Merc as well on Charlie's NTH stepping in for damn easy, who's giving up by his name and wants to take the easy route into Prem, but we'll see if Charlie can make that one work for him. Should be interesting nonetheless. I predict this to be a really close game. I hope this goes to a third map, and I slightly wanted to give the Boomers the edge. I don't know if the messy roster situation they still have at hand will help them or not, though.
I'll be honest. Okay, I feel like we should talk about the rosters on both teams, right? Because none of these teams are like established things that anyone's really ever heard of much before. I feel like it's worth taking the time, right? I'm gonna go through things. We're gonna talk about the Boomer team, right? These are some old ass names right now. We have Onkai on Medic, probably the most recent player of most of them, really. So Onkai on Medic, Brigo on Demo. We have Poison, I believe, Pocket, and then Charlie's gonna be stepping in on Roma today, and then Bevan and Decker on the old Scouts, right? Again, average age, we're talking like 40, 50-year-olds right now. In terms of Synonym of Perfection, we have Drezzo on Med. We have QB on Demo. Do you know which way it's pronounced?
I always say QB, but I wouldn't know.
I'm going to say QB as well. We have Scar and Warped on the old soldier classes, and then Vori and Junu on Scouts. So it's basically 10-year-olds versus 40-year-olds. That's pretty much what we're going for.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the guys on Blue here on Synonym of Perfection haven't been around for like no time at all. Obviously, much less time. But they have that time in Div 1 in High, whatever it was at each time, of ETF2L's wonky decision making. So, I mean, they still have some good experience. The question is if that's good enough, because just doing all right in Div 1 is an entirely different thing from just being the best that is in that division and making their way up naturally. So, basically, I mean, you can look at the Boomers just like gatekeepers in a way. A lot of them, even Charlie, I guess, already like technically won Div 1, I'm pretty sure. Twice, I believe, as well.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Sound like that.
So yeah, they're really just gatekeeping these guys that just are convinced of themselves to be that good. And this is just proving ground for them now.
I can dig it. I feel like, yeah, like you said, it's probably going to be pretty close. Personally, I would give the edge more to the new boys, the Synonym of Perfection, just because I genuinely think that Old Man TF2 is dead. I mean, like half these guys played when the game was a very different situation. Who was it? Was it Bevan that was getting tweeted about like 3 days ago because he didn't know that like medics moved at scout speed because it's like 2010 still? Oh my god, we're going anyway. Right, hot take. It's going to be the new boys that could be winning it. We're going to be going live. We're going to be going into process here. Map 1 of these Premiership qualifiers. Boomers versus Synonym of Perfection. Going into this first mid, we're going to be seeing people are going to be going super aggressive, super aggro, whatever. Brigo actually getting there a little bit early, but slightly less healthy. Not going to make too much of a difference early on, as him and QB just exchanging tiny bits of damage. The team's playing nice and chill. We do have Synonym of Perfection now starting to jump in some deep soldiers, getting some decent damage with the soldiers jumping in, getting cleaned up pretty early there. Oh, the big pipes from QB though, taking down Decker and Brago. The rest of these frags though, mostly going the way of the Boomers. We have got ourselves a scrappy little 3v3 situation now, but it's firmly the Boomers in control of point and in control of height. Scout Soldier versus Demo Soldier. Does look like Drezzo and his gang, they want to start moving up a little bit forward though, but Drezzo's taking quite a lot of damage towards this choke. Looks like they will have to back up and concede this first mid.
Yeah, that poison pick just came a little bit too late. They already gave up so much space onto choke. Couldn't really easily recontest that, especially with a scout in front of them. Just sitting on a high ground, making contention really difficult onto mid. So mid win not convincingly, but it will be going to the side of the Boomers here. Now onto the stalemate, and we were talking about this differences from old school TF2 to new school. This is one of them. in the past, the stalemates didn't exist. You just pushed because you didn't know any better. Let's see if these new boys here play this maybe a little bit more patiently and just wait for better opportunities, or maybe the boomers also have learned a little bit here of how to approach this just better in what we've seen recently.
Honestly, I feel like if anything's going to happen with the boomers... Oh, Scar is it, actually. He's actually going to get out again as well. Gets in, gets a bit of damage, gets out, nice and clean.
Not where he wanted him to be. He just took like a really mild approach in the rock and just immediately left to choke Charlie in for the second time around. Just counter-sacks, doesn't have a pick. B1 on the other side, bit too late, still picks up Scar on the receiving end of that bomb, so it's a trade at worst, but he's so far forward.
Ooh, cheeky, cheeky. Even now, Juni picking up that B1 frag. It's going to be Soldier Scout down inside the boomers, and they're playing super far back from this choke. Brago now only getting close enough to really deny them if they do want to walk forward, but they're going to be walking straight forward in. Vori getting picked up by the sticky traps, and Brago now trying to surge forward, getting a crispy little arrow, keeping him alive, but Warp's going to get picked up as well. He just walks straight into a Scout, my boy. That is not what you want to have happen here. Now, we have a 2-player advantage, and they're walking straight through choke. On Kaya, he's trying to make it easy for them. He's taking all of the spam in the known universe. He's actually going to have to play back now. The rest of his team, they're surging way too far forward. Brago's going to be the first one going down as well. No Uber's been used whatsoever yet, and they're turning into scrappy little fights under point. My god, people have to use an Uber in a second, right? Surely, surely.
Vori so overextended will get cleaned up by Kaya himself. Yeah, maybe dropping Brago was the right decision here after all. He was so far forward, he just turned everybody's heads to himself and made everyone going for him the easy pick instead. So in a way, that actually worked surprisingly well for the boomers. They just made the best of a bad situation. And that's just nice quick thinking here. We'll see how much they can do with this right now. I hear strange noises from Brago's sticky bomb launcher. Yes, it's a quickie one, in fact.
Oh my god, what's this old man using new gimmicky unlocks? New, well, I say new, like 3 years old, but, you know, still, gimmicky unlocks.
3 years old is generous as well. Imagine this game getting updated in 2017.
Dude, imagine the world we're living in. So, they're just peeking a little bit towards lobby, not looking to commit anything too hard. In terms of the defensive setup, they ain't got nothing too much going on either. They're like picking a bit towards lobby. They have a gun super far back. They're not doing the conventional foothold we've tended to see a lot in Year of Our Lord 2020. But it looks like now Juni's got his sentry bill. He will move it toward point, so it makes it a little bit easier for the rest of his team towards lobby. Charlie, though, gonna want to go in. Yeah, picking up one frag in a second as well. They are trading it out because of the old sentry bot, but pretty good for them to walk in a little bit more, especially with these off classes on the side of Synonym of Perfection. Makes you wonder who's gonna be the one to go, though. Poison. I mean, he's just staring at a gun.
Brago Kaya want to take some space on the far right here through 5, but the gun is in the way. They want to spam it down. Gets just switched off entirely, so technically gun down. Opportunity for Soldier to jump in. Charlie with the attempt. Jezel just flying all over the place, not into his rockets. Fallout with Temp also not going through. They want more out of this. They want so much with this 1 sack attempt, but people just overextend. Brago going down. B1 lucky to lift this. 2 down. This is the question now. How do you approach this out of last? Do you want to hold this Uber?
They actually just go all the way through rollout, don't even care. It's all of the boomers. There was so much fear just then. I feel like they could have stayed just a little bit more there, but they were just like, nah, boys, not even going to bother. 2 players down. We're going to go straight to mid. So really, really clean for Synonym of Perfection. And they're even looking to go through a choke now as well. They're getting so much damage towards these players. Cheeky little flank fights going on, but they managed to get entirely through his choke one for free. Now, only are they losing a couple of players. They might even lose Warped as well. Yeah, Uber's getting used. It's so much better for Drezo. Yeah, but like, surely they're just not really going to get anything with this. They actually still have to keep moving out. Scar might even go down towards this little fight, but oh my god, the Brago bomb, he's in. He's doing no damage. They're all still Ubered. Going to be securing second at least, so.
Yeah, there's all but secure second, like he said, into like a mild moment of momentum here. It's only a demo pick, but that alone could be worthwhile if they're just fast to play off it. No sticks anywhere to worry about. They want to play into the right side immediately. Poison Charlie in on left. Bombs in from the other side from the push.
My days, they're just walking all the way in. These soldiers, though, on the side of Perfection, absolutely nuking right now. It's all on Bevan right now. He has to do so much. He won't be cleaning it up whatsoever. It is going to be a hold for Synonym of Perfection and a push out to second as well. That was nice. They managed to get so far into the right. If those soldiers hadn't synced up so well, that would have been absolutely just like horrendous for them. But that cheeky little nuke was fantastic. Drezo now spawning a little bit earlier, getting himself a bit of an advantage. And with Onkard back spawning, technically there is an opportunity if they want to move through choke while there's no heals up really in there. And it does look like the boys want to get in. Yeah, Scar going nice and deep through choke. He might get cleaned up himself, but he's bought his team a lot of space. They'll have to surge forward though, actually start trying to make something happen. With Warp so weak though, it's difficult. But oh my, QB, my boy, someone made a Think about him being Elicorp right now. He's actually nuking 3 frags. He doesn't care. He's carrying his team right now. And
He
he's
wants the
jumping in.
ball.
Oh, on Kaya! You cheeky little... Woo! He's lucky.
Alright, that all just worked out. Scar Swamp looks really sketchy, but they got so many people overextended with it. It just really well worked out in the end here. For SOP, they don't really have the momentum to play off picks anymore, but obviously the Uber's in their advantage, so they want to push forward. Brago forward takes a bunch of damage already here.
Okay, yeah, a little bit questionable. Brago basically just fed that poison as well. He tries to jump in, trying to make anything happen at all. Doesn't really work. Scar taking all this space though, keeping himself alive is so important. Charlie though, he goes for deep bomb, trying to get onto Drezzo. Gets one rocket, not quite able to connect the second. And this is such fantastic movement from literally everyone on SOP. And they're going all the way through one completely for free. Uber's still up now. They're going to start walking forward. Vori has to do a lot of work here to even make them use here. And flashing is not going to be too good for the side of SOP. Now these spawners are starting to come in as well. Charlie and Bevan just about getting up now, so it's going to be a little bit careful now as they try and move forward. They're starting to lose space, so much cap time, but surely it's going to be, yeah, nothing working for SOP here as they basically all get nuked down. Only QB and Drezzo going to be backing out here through PC, so...
I think the cap time did more bad than good for SOP there. They had the soldiers just immediately go behind for a well-executed post-Uber play with just the soldiers coming in from the backlines there, but were so impatient that no one really knew what to play into with those bombs, and nothing got done with that damage, unfortunately. So Uber's getting out of this last pretty consequence-free for now. Still even Ubers. No sign of momentum here at all. All players are even Ubers as we speak. This is another question of how they approach the stalemate. And last time we saw some interesting attempts, and just a little bit too much going down too quickly there on SOP, I believe it was, in a row, that it just kind of escalated. So we'll see how patient or not they will approach this now.
Yeah, definitely be a little bit interesting. We see on the side of Boomers, Charlie's been very, very keen to try and make things happen. We do get a tag towards the medic, and actually going to go straight through Choke. We go for a little trade here. So many flashes for Onkaya right now. You have to be a little bit careful as his Uber fades just a little bit earlier. And the rest of the team, oh my god, Drexler's gone flying through. They've managed to get complete control of Sewer, but they've actually traded frags here as well. Vori picking up a second, but this still gets traded out along with Warped. Onkaya does go down in the middle of all this fight, so if Drezzo can keep with the rest of his players, this should be good. Brago as well, whipping out the air pipes. He's still got it. Old man still making the plays, and there's a chariot right now of Drezzo and his scouts just walking forward. They should better clean up absolutely everyone as they go for Charlie and Brago. See that? The confidence on these scouts, right? They don't even shoot the same hero. Did I say hero?
Yes, you did. Well, either way, the game's going to continue with big ad in Drezzo's hands. People only spawning now. They surprisingly actually didn't try to do something with that, unlike before where they very much tried to just play off a single demo pick. So this is kind of surprising. Vori already just trying to make a play here, kind of just going down for no reason. They have this much advantage. It's really surprising. Kaya went down in this push. Why lose singular players here just doing their own adventures? But maybe they still want to do this with 5. They have the chance to with the super ad coming in from the left side here.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? They go through it and taking that gun down super, super early. QB as well. He's actually going to go straight forward. No reloading cycle for him. They're going to surge forward. And oh my days, the damage is absolutely ridiculous. Onkaya, 95% of his own Uber, but he's going to get cleaned up as well. Doesn't matter at all. Such a crispy little push there. I feel like that's so important. Taking down that gun early, and then QB just walks straight forward, right? Like, he doesn't need to spam stickies on nothing. He just walks directly into the team and just nukes. That was a fat push.
Yeah, and you need great damage in a push like this. Sure, you have a push with Uber advantage in the team without, but if you're 5 people, you're lacking just that much potential to deal damage, and everybody else that's still alive in the push needs to make up for it, and they certainly were able to deliver just that one. It counted quite a bit. 20 minutes still left, though.
Looking pretty good here, going into the second mid this time. QB towards the right-hand side, bringing both his scouts along with him as well. The deep bomb from Scar and Warped as well. They're getting so much damage. Once again, they get cleaned up though, but the rest of the team can surely start to walk forward. Charlie being a real mischief, but Drezzo somehow still not dying just yet as well. He will be cleaned up by Bevan though, so it will be the rest of these players on SOP playing super far back. They've not got any real health in Onkaya. He's basically just playing all the way towards Choke at this point. He doesn't really care about the rest of his scouts. Almost perhaps a little bit too keen for some of those players, but still working out. Another mid going the way of Boomers right now. They've got a huge advantage here.
I respect Kyle's choice though. He took a pipe in the face and trying to stay in the fight there where any sticky, any scout just looking at you, and there were still both of those around, could just end your life immediately by looking at you. You have to play safe. He fell back, everybody else pressed forward, and tries to get those kills as quickly as possible. Worked out just fine. He's staying alive. He has Uber for second. Question is if Scar hiding can do something about that.
Yes, he can. Yep, Scar's just nuked him. Easy peasy. One rocket, one frag. Onkai's going to be going down. They're dropping his Uber. And actually, this opens things up for repush as Bevan goes down as well. We've done so much damage to all of these players. There's going to be no opportunity for the Boomers to move anywhere towards second. And this is, again, looking pretty good now for our boys SOP. Decker, cheeky little hiding spot towards grass. Oh my god, he got checked by Vori, who didn't even see him. Okay, he's going to be going down. Appreciate the effort, my boy.
Well, not much up for mid right now. Brago putting up a last-ditch effort trap. People far back and choke all the space for the taking here for SOP. And not much that the Boomers can do about it. They just have to fall back and watch the point turn blue in front of them. And potentially even more than this. A little 1v1 there. Scar and Charlie trade. Not too bad a loss on either side, to be fair. As SOP can just keep on trucking along. Maybe take second with having to use here. Let's see if there's any sense of resistance here on the Boomers.
Yeah, they've got some soldiers towards height, but I mean, it's not really much. Obviously, Charlie did die there, so yeah, not even any significant spam. Vori as well, he's super keen. He's going to be using straight through one with his medic and demo now. They're
not
getting a little bit delayed. Oh my god.
So long that the entire Uber wasted on the Scout and one.
That's a bit embarrassing, I'll be honest with you. Okay, well, I mean, here we go. Yeah, that Uber was used, didn't really achieve anything. Now, massive Uber disadd. There might be an opportunity for some kind of back cap here. It looks like the Boomers want to see if they can start moving through one. They're taking plenty of damage to begin with. Good delaying on SOP already, but they're going to walk all the way through one completely for free. Wolf now is going to go towards Rollick. Gets a lot of damage. Takes down Brago as well, which makes things a little bit difficult as well. And Scar picks up Charlie towards lobby. This makes everything so difficult. There's no good opportunity to Uber here now for Onkai. And he's even having to play a little bit behind point. He's scared of every one of these players now. And it is going to be, in the end, they will concede this, SOP, but in that massive little fight, they've managed to basically get themselves their Uber now. 90%. They should be able to use it to fight mid if they wish.
Yeah, and Kaya sooner or later has Poppy as well. Will do just that. Dresser gets his Uber now, can save QB as well with that. And much later Uber here on blue as well. They can chase this so far into them and just clean up, but they're getting cleaned up themselves. Really nice damage coming out here. And a really messy fight at hand. Poison, Charlie wanting to turn this around. Poison too weak to really do much here. Charlie as well not really happy. Beaver needs to clean this up for them, but immediately just taken apart by blue spawns.
Ooh, that was a little bit scary just for a second there, but in the end, your boys SOP, they had that focus fire. And Charlie on the back lines isn't going to do nothing. He's going to get cleaned up as well. And a super late death. 20-second spawn time. Possibly an opportunity to even start moving towards last if they want. You know, I would imagine SOP will want to chill a little bit. They've got all this Uber ad. Don't have to panic too much, you know? They can kind of chill a little bit. They can get their spawns and then look to start moving towards lobby. 80% now. We do have Gun going up right now towards the spawn, but I mean, last time they kind of decimated this hole so easily. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again. Uber's up now. He's taking a little bit of space towards this 4. Not actually going to jump too early. He's just going to walk straight towards the right-hand side. Gun's gone down. And no stickies towards point. And Brago, sticky traps. What? Okay, this is kind of a disaster push. QB still trying to take down Onkai here towards the right, but Onkai gets his Uber. Going to be used now. And the rest of these players are going to get cleaned up and pushing towards second. Where the hell were those stickies?
I have no idea. I have a plugin where I can see them through walls, so you'd think we'd have an easier time, but no, they were just insanely well hidden. Brago getting away with murder here, and all his team having the chance to make up for the one-round deficit now. It's still Uber disadvantage though, with the Uber being used late, but they come in here heavy out of spawn for Julian, not working out whatsoever. And they just keep on trucking along. Scar completely alone as everybody else is already falling back. Getting a point of this ad, sure, the Uber's not to play yet, but always really nice to have.
Boys, this is like momentum push right now. You just keep on going. On Kaya, he walks into 2 swift rockets and he loses his life. Okay, this may not be a momentum push anymore. They're actually getting picked up one by one. That is the most incredible 1-by-1 I've ever seen in TF2. Literally 1-by-1. That's incredible. Okay. Synonym of perfection. Holding that pretty easily. Full Uber advantage now. As on Kai, he doesn't even have any friends. Poor lad.
Unlucky. You hate to see it. Either way. Blue team has a lot of them, at least 5 alive right now, 1 spawning as they camp up mid. Big ad, like you said, full advantage here. People spawning now slowly and surely for the red side, picking up some positioning on second to try to hold on a push, but it's going to be difficult. B1 on sniper, just not even a fight yet. Would be a great line of defense here, but they already taken so much space that the sniper can't really do much about it anymore.
Yep, they're still going to be walking on through here. It's like Beeman's in his bit of position by 1, but I mean, everyone on SCP should be absolutely aware of it. And yeah, they just don't care at all. They're moving all the way towards lobby as well. They should be able to clean up this one frag of Charlie. Not quite managing to do it. He's already going towards last though. Onkai's going to be nowhere near his only, but they still have to cap second as well. So they've got to start looking for some frags. Brager though, he's actually be the first person getting a frag here. Take it down the demo on the side of SOP. And it's now just going to be playing the time game for the entirety of the Boomers. If they can just play things a little bit chill, play around the hills, try and get their Uber, they should be looking pretty good. And it does look like they're just about managing to do that. Yeah, nice little hold.
Yeah, it really looks like one of the main things SOP tries to do consistently is just pressure the flank as much as they can at all times. This is how they got some of the pushes done before, but this time damage just not quite sticking and things not dying quickly enough for it to work, to have like an easier fight afterwards once those picks are gone. So there needs to be just a more quicker pace to those like fast pushes there.
Oh my god, Brago is a king! He
Wait,
just
what
randomly
happened?
get on Scar was on spy.
Oh.
Brago just randomly spammed stickies and just owned him. Oh my god, Brago's a god. His brain is so
No problem, I guess.
dude, Brago's got the sound. He can hear the steps. He's got cheats. Admins banned this guy. They've actually managed to equalize this Uber, so the rest is looking okay. But Scar's on tilt, right? Like he out the server.
We'll see. It's still even Uber here. Poison just went down. Charlie able to get out, so the stalemate will continue. Just now, a mild opportunity for Blue to make a play here, but not a great one. Still, see if they take the chances. Scouts all around the corner. Demo as well. They want to just surprise people into choke. Not quite working out. Everybody able to leave. Nice little attempt there, but not a really like high commit one where you really are in risk of anything yourself. And usually that also means you don't have the greatest chances of success either. Certainly not this time. Need some better chances here. And the 1-0 scoreline is nice and all, but anything good on this position here on second for the Boomers will just immediately end the round, I think.
Quite possibly. You see Charlie jumping on in. He gets a lot of damage towards Tubby, but he's going to get taken down. Decker now as well, walking to some stickies. So, once again, QB picking up these all-important frags, making things just a little bit easier for his team. Scar as well gets super aggressive towards flank. Very nearly picks up poison here, but just about manages to keep himself alive. It is an opportunity if the Boomers want to trade this, but Onkai doesn't look like he wants to at all. He's got the fear right now. He's moving all the way towards choke. They're actually going to lose poison before anything happens. Thankfully, it was a bit of a trade. Onkai now using a much better Uber, but he's only really got a scout. Now his demo has managed to get things, so this should be looking pretty good if they can just keep focusing these players. Yep, pipe from Brago, picking up Bori, getting a lot of damage as well, so super clean stuff. Scar's going to jump in, try and get on Onkai, but oh my days, he lived on 2. Woo.
Really close call there. And again, you can just see SOP really trying to just start any fight by pushing the flank, maybe get a free pick that way. But if things just don't die fast enough, if you're just not too quick about it, it's just never gonna really amount to much, and then you're just stuck there waiting for the other combo to really start a better fight against you. And at that point, like we've seen here, they will take the better end of this fight right now. Not a huge advantage out of it, but Boomers still have a solid 10 minutes left to figure something out here to deal with this heavy sniper last hold and make a good push happen.
Mate, I reckon they want this. I'm seeing these Boomers right now. They're building, they're standing around, they're ready to go to lobby on like 80%. I feel like they really want this ad. It is actually fractionally over 20%, so it's a rough one, but if they get a really clean entry, this should be looking good. There's no gun obviously to deal with, but there is a bit of a heavy poison actually stood directly in the sniper sideline for a second, but he doesn't care at all. Uber now walking through 4. They don't want to use too early. They don't actually want to use a tool. Onkai actually manages to get all the way towards what we're using, and Brago gets dropped. Oh, that's pretty disastrous. Drez has got his Uber now, so Poison's going to be forcing that off, and the exit right now is going to be super scary for Onkai. He's not going to survive this one whatsoever. Neither are many of his brothers in arms right now. Poison's going to jump to last. He's going to get towards point, but no, he's not going to manage to do anything too much there at all. So, yeah, bit of a yikes push there.
Yeah, and very disciplined, fast push out of last year. They just immediately chase people to not even have to worry about backups at all. Only one that was really making anything happen was Poison, as we saw Brago again.
Oh, Brago!
With the sticky traps.
So good! Dude, he's got like the 2008 sticky traps that no one even looks for anymore. What a champ. He's opened this up once again, cracked it like an egg. They can look to go towards second here if they want. This is looking pretty sick for just a full momentum push. Drezzo still 60% of his Uber. Not really going to come into play too much right now. And if these soldiers go nice and deep, they might even be able to pick him up as well. Warp going to be the first casualty. QB as well. 80% on Drezzo. Yeah, he's got to go straight to last. Try and get his Uber before anything too bad happens.
See, they will have this nice comfy advantage, but Brago just wants to do it all himself. And he kind of gets away with it.
He just walks in. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We have Decker as well on point. Oh, he nearly capped it as well. What is happening? That's so sick. Everyone dies. Other than Drezzo and his one little scout boy, the rest of these Boomer players, they're going to be backing out a little bit now. They do have the Uber advantage. Oh, my days. That's, yeah, that's a weird one right there.
Well, they're still in this at least. That was not around the Uber completely saving this one as much as it might have, though. This is huge advantage to the Boomers. They still got away with this, very much victorious for the game state here right now, having a nice little Uber ad push at hand. Sniper gun up being built as well. Last line of defense against this push. Time is ticking down. 8 minutes left, and a tie could make things a little bit more complicated for both sides here.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing this Uber once again going towards 3. Breaker's going to be jumping in. No early picks. He's actually going to go straight towards point. Wants to take down this gun. And now the soldier's jumping in. Gets some decent damage. Yeah, a lot of frags. Damage going pretty decently so far, but I don't know, not quite able to clean up some of these. And now there's no real reinitiation for the side of the Boomers. On Kai getting picked up towards lobby again. I don't know. Boy keeps, they keep walking different ways from each other. A little bit sad. If he had a scout, maybe he lives there, but didn't really happen. Once again, a super quick push out for your boys, SOP. I feel like that's kind of been the trademark for this game, you know? Whenever they hold last, they're like on second before you know it. It's always a super clean push.
Yeah, and I mean, for a map like this is definitely valuable. Not to just spend time too much trading second back and forth. Uber comes into mid here, trying to pick up what's in front of them. Charlie, Poison, easy picks to get. Maybe something more. They want to get all the way to second here.
Oh my god, yeah, they want to chase pretty hard. We do actually see some really good damage coming out. Like, dude, QB's actually got like nutty pipes. Dude's actually pretty crazy. They take down 4 players there throughout that entire situation. Trade only like 1 in the form of warp. Their forwards actually might just get locked off as well. So Poison and Charlie might not even be able to do anything right now. Torn Scar's actually in super stupid. If he goes already in, he does get airshot, but does he land? Oh, so close on Kaya, just about living. Oh, that's like the double tilt on Scar right now. He's furious.
That is really unfortunate too. A medkill there could be disastrous, if not game-ending. There's not much time left, being stuck on last with disadvantage. If they get the round, that's so little time for a 2-0 comeback. And even if they don't, there's so much time wasted getting out of last in the first place. Now they have an easy chance here with disadvantage. They're just threatening this one forward. And SOP are respecting it so much, giving up all the space. Despite it being fairly close, they don't want to take a risk. Given the 1-0 lead, I can't blame them too much, but sometimes you have to take risks. Maybe that was a situation like that. We'll see if it pays off in the end, if they just play safe.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it is only 1 round, but as that clock ticks lower and lower, they're going to be happier and happier just to force these Boomers into doing something a little bit different. You know, sometimes you got to try and make your opponent just a little bit uncomfortable. Most of the time, it seems like they're trusting in Charlie a lot, you know? The old Merc. Is that fair? Is that reasonable? Can they do that? Is that legal?
Well, I mean, Charlie is the most top div 1 player, I think, at the moment playing the game, since he just refuses to play Prem, I guess, so for the skill level we're talking about for Prem Qualifier, I guess that's fine, yeah.
Fair enough, you know, fair enough. Well, we are going to be seeing Scar get taken down fairly easily here, so little opportunity here for the Boomers. Moving quite a bit towards Show, quite a few different players there, trying to take some position. But Charlie is well pretty close on the flank, but no one looking like they want to hard commit just yet. Seems like they're just peeking, prodding, taking some damage of their own and having to buff up once again. Interestingly, no one on the side of SOP looking to kind of, you know, go back, spawn sniper or anything like that. They're perfectly comfortable with the hold right now. Again, just make things super easy. Poison center Skybox. He doesn't get quite air shot, but it's still pretty disastrous. Once again, 1 pick. Are we going to be seeing SOP do anything a little bit more? Yeah, they're going to take a little bit of position. Take down Bieber. And Brager, though, just kind of surges forward. I mean, he manages to get the demo, but then he gets traded out. 3 players only on the side of Boomers right now. They got to play towards point. And really, if they go to last right now, it's starting to look pretty rough for them. I feel like they kind of have to trade here, really. They move all the way towards point. They use much earlier. This is going to be a fantastic Uber for Drezzo right now. He does just about use his Onkai's all the way towards 1. Doesn't care that no one's with him. It doesn't matter at all because he just needs to keep himself alive. Decker and Charlie being taken down here, and it's looking super scary of your Boomer right now.
Yeah, SOP might just be inching forward here, but that's still slowly but surely so much space taken for the blue side. It's really hard to take this back consistently. You still people down, they want to get more out of this. They don't want to inch forward here, they want to get it all. And Kaya barely living in spawn there, has to fall back. No buffs for anyone just now until he's back from that spawn door. Scar tries to take some space up top. Really only the one making a play here though. At some point during this they realize people too far back. We don't want to overextend here too much into people that can just bomb out of spawn too much. So we're falling back, we're holding second instead. Opportunity for the Boomers, maybe Decker's so far ahead of the team though.
Little bit interesting. Like, SOP was actually building just then. Their busts weren't fantastic at all, but they're just kind of hitting their shots. They managed to take down 2, only trade off Juno. They're looking good to hold this once again. I feel like that could have been one of the best opportunities for the Boomers there. Like I said, there was no real buffs at all, but it's going to be exactly equal. And the Boomers on their own last, and there's only about 3.5 minutes left in this game. They kind of need something special. We need to see something dramatic. We do see Beaven sniping versus the Juno sniper, so I mean, I feel like Juno was popping off in pre-game, so I don't know, maybe old man Beaven still got the reaction times.
We'll see. Maybe he spent most of his days just in some 2-4 pub sniping. Who knows? Either way, this is where it counts. They don't have much time, and a big pick right now could be just the turning point for the match. He just has to get onto a good sideline here, and while there's another sniper on the field, that is always really tough. It just often comes down to who gets the first shot in this little 1v1, and as so often, neither wants to overextend too much here, both playing it fairly safe with the sideline so far.
Yeah, 3 minutes now on the clock. You see Drezzo's positioning. He is in basically the perfect position to never die from 1, right? First headshot's actually going to be Juno taking down Decker now, so there's no scouts on the side of the Boomers to actually deny any real bombers. There's no gun or anything as well, so it's actually a bit of a decent opportunity. Warp did try and do something in lobby, but will lose his life as well. Another headshot from Juno, taking down Poison. He's a little bit reigning dominant right now. He actually even might be able to get something as well. Ooh, that was a bit cheeky, almost getting towards Onkaya. Oh my god, these Boomers are just feeding 1 by 1 at this point. This is the exact opposite of what you need to do, like, to actually win a game like this.
They're trying to make
this
space and roll out. Sniper doesn't hit the shot. Charlie close. Worry just wants to brute force a Forster. Kaya not giving in though. Holds the Evo.
Oh my days.
Crazy shots by Juno, and all of this just makes it so much harder.
Juno! What a champion! He just walks in, absolutely dicks on Onkaya. Okay, right, I think that might just be game, set, and match right there. They're going to be using through. They don't care. Super easy stuff all the way to last now. Poison, not happening. Even he gets headshot. Oh, my man. Sorry, Brago, you can't hold it here. That is a 2-0-4 synonym of perfection, and they're looking good.
I remember, like, last season after a Div 1 playoff game, after the interviews ended, Juno just said, I want to try hard next season before LAN, I want to make Prem, I want to have a good team for LAN, and I don't know if he's going to land with this team, but he's certainly giving it his all for this one.
Oh, that's pretty spicy right there. We do see the third and most likely final mid of the game here. We do see first frags going the way of the Boomers, looking pretty good so far. They are trying to move towards this left-hand side, but the rest of their players actually chasing random frags behind them. They're taking so much damage. On Kai's playing towards point. He's calling the rest of his team, boys, come on, we got to start going. We got to get at least a little bit of a sympathy round right now as they take down 3 of these players, and they're wanting to surge forward towards second. The bombs from Poison can be taken down. QB here. But is it enough to stop Drezzo from getting his Uber here? 80%, and he's got some players to heal now. So you have to be pure speed from Boomers as soon as they get this Uber to take some kind of nice little trade and go to try and get at least a sympathy round.
Yeah, at least figuring out how you want to approach your pushes a little bit better. Sure, maps are different, but the concepts still apply on all maps at the same time. So just figuring out things better might help, but getting forced straight away by Scar just walking at them through Roadout is not the way to go about it. This won't be much of a last push. However, they wouldn't spare fights over there as well. Juno going down, Scar obviously dying for the force doesn't really help the defense here.
No, it doesn't at all. We do have, like you said, a couple players down. They've not actually scattered sticky towards points. They're instead going to be focusing some of these frags. Warped getting cleaned up as well. QB getting forced all the way into spawn at this point, and now they're going to have a scout start moving towards the point. These spawners, though, SOP are looking pretty good. Scar's actually just kind of mulching people down on the old heavy class. He's just kind of owning, and that's going to be basically a full wipe. It's all on Brago. 4 seconds. The king, can he do it? No. Nope. No.
Yeah, 2-0. Relatively close game, but the things that went right for SOP just really made a huge difference in the end here, and I'm really impressed. I have to say, I value the experience on the Boomers quite a bit more, but looks like they knew how to make things work for themselves here. A lot of things still need some refinement, but what is there is really impressive already.
Yeah, I think, like, it's really got to be kind of credited to SOP, like how clean a lot of their pushes were. Like every push out was like super clean. A lot of their holds are pretty solid as well. I feel like in terms of man of the match right now, as much as Juno was popping off come the end, your boy QB on 21 for 9, like dude was just like omnipresent as a demo man, right? Like he had some sick moments where he would just get like 3 or 4 frags in a row, but he was also just like constantly there, constantly being annoying, doing that thing which like Demo Man does best. And I feel like that was super, super important. Like Brago had his moments, but sometimes he would just walk in and die as well, right?
Yeah, I think that's where you can see like a difference. That's like really a big generational difference, I think. Where Devilman used to just have like so much more freedom what you can do, and Drago still feels like he wants to play that playstyle, and oftentimes it's just not working. Sure, sometimes he gets like insane traps, but that's really where that one ended. Where Kiwi played it a lot more conservative with this team and just find weird ways to deal a lot of damage, where the rest of his team is taking much more aggressive positions. And if the depth difference don't says it all, I don't know what does.
Exactly. That's it. Like it's such a different way of having to look at things. And like I said, yeah, back in the day, like pre-sticky nerf, yeah, you could just go forward and you could just own everyone, you could just like do whatever. But we ain't living in that world anymore, right? Like Terraman's just not the same kind of being, and I feel like it's something, especially on a map like Process, where it's like it's already like a scout map. Like you gotta give some boys some credit. But outside of that, I mean, I feel like we're also obligated to point out the whole 3 deaths on Drezzo as opposed to 10 on Onkaya. When your medic's dying like over 3 times more than the enemy medic, you've got some problems. Yeah, like when there's a 5 Uber differential, I think I found out how you've lost.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Your med dying like once every 10 minutes is just like that's just so much healed, so much more heals. Even that alone the Ubers, like you said, just more there. Look at the heal statistic. That's like what, almost 200 more heals. Or heals per minute. Sorry, big difference there. In Drezzo's hands, that's so valuable against a team that every once in a while really relies on DM on both sides. Actually, I think just in different ways. So yeah, those heals are always making a big, big difference.
That and he did, in fairness, he absolutely diddled the soldiers on the side of the boomers. I think about 3 or 4 times that game where dude would just like dance. He'd have like the sickest surfs and like the weirdest movement to just not get hit. Like he straight up like played him like a fiddle sometimes. And that is like super, super important, right? When people can like somehow get in and then you still make them look like idiots, that's how you get into their brain,
Apologies for just keep trying to bring up the age-old narrative of old versus new here, but I'm just looking at the heal statistics and seeing the pocket on the red team with 23% heals, where it's like 18 on the blue side, just really, I think, couldn't be more telling as well. Poison just having to play the role of the big pocket here. Even more than Brago, surprisingly, with how they played as well. But still, it's just this one thing against standing out in a game that, couldn't have 2 more different teams, I think.
Rough times, but I mean, I guess from the side of the boomers, at least it was only about 2 rounds, right? And in fairness, it was one round for like a lot of it, and it wasn't that they didn't have the opportunities to do things. They just kind of messed some things up. So going into Snakewater, hashtag new map, new me. It may well just be a better looking picture. I'm not actually sure which team picked which map, so I'm going to be optimistic and say the SOP picked Process, and this is a boomer map. Why not?
We'll see. Either way, you praised these push outs and holds and like the general like way they went about doing those 2 things in conjunction to each other on the side of SOP. Snakewater, a notoriously horrible map to push out of last with. I jokingly always say that you literally only win a round on second because people push out and just die on this map. The question is if that is now a good trade for them to have here, to be able to do that so well, or if they just want to keep doing it too much on a map where it's much, much harder, in my opinion, than on Process, and will fall short in situations like that one.
I feel like I've got some faith in my boys. They've been playing the game, recently in previous seasons. They should better know what's going on. I feel like SOP it's very much like the kind of team where like they're all super keen. They all play like 500 pugs a day, and not to say that the Boomer team isn't, but they've only been doing that the past like 2 weeks or so. I feel like the map knowledge, the team comprehension, all that kind of stuff is still going to be going the way of SOP. I'm still going to be giving them my prediction, even though I really would like to see washed up Boomers in Prem.
We'll see how that one plays out here. It's going to be interesting, I think. We didn't unfortunately see too many mid-fights here. I wish we kind of did. That's always one that's kind of unfortunate in low-scoring games, because then we would have some general idea how these teams would approach these mid-fights. Sure, different map, especially with a map like Snakewater, where you have these many choices for like playing fast over point, double bomb, playing really slow. You have a lot of options here. Seeing how they would prefer to play mids in general overall in matches would be interesting to know going into a map that can be so vastly different.
I think it'd be definitely really interesting to see what happens here just as a demo comparison again. You know, we did kind of make mention as how, you know, Brego was kind of getting the damage pumped out, but then he would just kind of lose his life in these random situations as well. I feel like coming down to mids, it might be like it's a very, very different mid in terms of when you can move forward as a demo. There's kind of slightly less stuff to hide behind. You can kind of get landed on by soldiers a little bit more. The height differential can kind of pound you as well. So it'll be interesting to see how these demos approach, because I feel like it might be good for SOP, but we are going to be going into this second map here. Going to be going into Snakewater. This is Boomers versus Synonym of Perfection in these Season 35 Premiership qualifiers. Going into this first mid, not seeing anything too crazy just yet. Both demos rolling out towards lower, peeking a little bit back and forth to try and get some damage. I believe, yep, first frag's actually going to be onto Charlie here. Some nice little stickies. The second one as well onto Onkaya. Everything's looking really, really good for your boys right now on Synonym of Perfection, but it's actually Drezzo towards point. He's got both his scouts with him. There's so many weak players on the side of the Boomers. They will actually be taking out both these scouts. This is... How did they even do that?
That was just a lack of awareness. There were so many weak players. Like you said, Brego wasn't even in. Poison hiding in the corner, just trying to live. And they had no idea where anyone was. Drezzo wanted to keep pushing. The scouts were so slow about it and didn't know where to look for those weak players. They just gave them way too much time. If you do that with a player like Brego, he's gonna use it really well, making his team play fast with him there and just turn this one completely around. Medkill as well on top of things. Kaya going crits for this situation as well. Might be a little bit awkward. Let's see if they can make it work. Obviously, Brego trusts in himself. The question is if in this current moment this trust is misplaced or not.
That's really, really kind of crazy, really. Okay, right, so anyway, Warp's going to be going in, taking down Brego as well. There's players being traded absolutely everywhere. We do actually see two players down on the side of the Boomers, even though they are moving towards point. On Kaya, he does have his charge. He's ready to go whenever, but it's a little bit of an awkward situation as Poison's not really got any health right now. It's kind of scary. It's like 2 seconds before the spawners come in, but if they want to use this crit ad, they kind of need to use it like right now. Drez is on 80% of his own.
But the crits into last with not a demo man here is really sketchy. This last is so huge, so much room to kite. Splash rockets won't be good enough, I would imagine. Especially once this hold has been established and they're holding Poda back as they are right now. So, yeah, waiting for the demo man seems like the responsible choice. The question is if that's still a good one. Because crits for Eba, especially if they paid attention, they might have seen the crit creek shine through the mini-beam there.
Yeah, I would imagine these players would be aware. We do see a lot of position being taken towards drop down now. Deca actually just feeding, just straight up feeding, just like doesn't want to live in this world anymore. Which again makes things even more difficult. They did get another cheeky little look at the beam for Onkaya there, so surely if you're SOP, you have to be aware of this crits right now. You absolutely have to be.
Well, hopefully Juno is checking stuff at spawn. Maybe he's checking the right things. He's at least checking what Deca is up to, but no, that guy didn't do the thing you'd expect a scout that just dies like that to do, which is go sniper, go spy. No, Deca just kind of felt like doing it and completely psyched out there. Then again, this is the power position where I unironically see teams on the same division and really close skill level literally just feed into last with like 2-3 people to hope the other team pushes out and then force a fight on second. Which surprisingly worked out too, you would imagine, but somehow they made it work.
Ooh, Brego
Maybe
wants it right now.
Too.
Oh, Brego is calling for this beam constantly towards this left-hand side. The crit is going to get used now, and Drez is just going to be using his Uber as well. It is Void that gets taken down.
Picks, though.
Ooh, that's actually way better than had any right to be. They do at least get it traded out though, but not impossible for Boomers to want to go forward now. They will actually chill. They do have the crit advantage, but actually I thought that was going to be a bit of a disaster. Worked out pretty well here.
Yeah, Brego didn't unfortunately get just stuck by everybody on blue shooting him. That would have been a really good opportunity. Sure, one pick advantage doesn't sound like much, but with a demo man where the holding team doesn't, could make a huge difference. If anything else, they got a Chris ad now. Obviously, blue team aware of it. Guns there, you need to in this situation, I think, as well. And this is the only chance you have right now. You need to make this Chris ad work. That's so predictable on the other side.
Yep, Charlie's jumped on in, going nice and deep, distracting these soldiers, and Poison's going to feed his life as well. Onkai's is getting landed upon. The one crit stick he's picking up Vori again. Oh, I feel bad for him right now, but at least nothing else really achieves anything. The last little hit going to be taking down Scar, but it's not enough whatsoever. It's going to be just Onkai and Deca backing out all the way towards second. They might even get caught here as Warped nice and deep picks up Onkai. Crispy little rockets there, and even getting taken down by Deca shouldn't matter too much. Deca's deciding, you know what, I'm going to get behind. I want to be annoying, and Charlie as well going to be going deep. going off this distraction as well. This collapse could be super, super good for the side of the Boomers. And they are at least forcing off this Uber, getting that one frag, and now just trying to scatter, picking up Vori as well. Oh, this is actually kind of crazy. How have they not killed Poison yet? This is actually kind of ridiculous. They literally cannot get a frag. What? Okay, Scar just about picked up one. He's going to be going down as well now. That is actually crazy. They have like 0 health, all of them. Nuts!
Yeah, but this is exactly what I mean when I say this is such a hard push out of last. They capped it already, but they were still stuck on low ground. Bombs just really nicely all to everything there, making it so that everything can get cleaned up. They're trying to push last with this straight away, having 2 picks as well here.
Oh my god, that was actual just rat play from Charlie going in with the upwards direct, but it's going to be the Junior Heavy just owning right now. 2 frags, taking out some damage towards Brago as well, and they're going to be, once again, holding this nice and easy. Right, it is another opportunity for them to push out here. They can see all 3 players in front. They don't have to be worried about any kind of backup, and this time, they're not going to commit quite so hard towards Grass. They're going to be playing a little bit more patient, aware that Onkai still has this advantage.
Alright. A little bit of advantage it is indeed, not too much though. They need to be faster with it. They're trying already to take space. SOP just barely falling back, could end disastrous for them. QB definitely getting stuck in front of Decker. He wants some out of this. Dresser so far back though.
This is looking pretty good to at least get a couple frags and secure second, yet you know a super, super late death. So even though Dresser's about to get his Uber, there's no real push out immediately. And more importantly, there's a scout and demo down, so good opportunities to try and go for some kind of push or sack attempt. Both these soldiers jumping in nice indeed. Oh my lord, the big air shot. Scars, goodbye, he's gone. And as well, Charlie still managing to live just a little bit. Oh my... Dude, he nearly got another. This game makes no sense. Right, okay, I want to shout out something right now. Charlie is like the biggest Reddit player I've ever seen, right? Where like, he gets like the Reddit clips. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. He's like Reddit. Shout out.
I'm sure that means a lot to him to hear that. Isn't that what we all live for? Just the sick clips and then play Div 2 Scout.
He's crazy, dude. He's absolutely crazy. Right, Uber advantage once again for Onkai. We're talking about 40%, so another opportunity for these little push to be going on as well. Right, Shutter looks like they want to go. Always just a little bit like delaying. The boys ain't the fastest in the business, but the jump from Brago as well getting denied. So this is looking pretty good for Dresser to be getting his old Uber, 85%. If they want to go, they got to go pretty fast here. Brago's just surging forward with his pipes out. Ye old Scorpion style play right now. And Dresser is going to be getting his Uber. Both these scouts are towards point. Oh! Wolf just about gets there and absolutely nukes these players. That was such a clutch little jump. And Brago and Charlie, only real survivors here, along with Onkaya now, and they're nowhere to be seen. That was nice. That was really nice and warped.
Yeah, but this is, again, the hard part, making a successful push out of last year. Very way ahead of the team, all alone against 3 people. They're trying to just live more than anything. Everybody's so slow compared to Process. And he's just all on his own. Not much he can do there. And suddenly, all opportunity to take space on second just completely gone. And we will stay a little bit longer on here, as is tradition on Snakewater Last.
I would be really upset if I was Vori just then. He got hung out to dry by his entire team. And now it's actually the Boomers going for an off-Uber push. They have a little bit of advantage, but they're going to want to try and walk in here. Poison, though, he seems the wrong end of a sentry barrel. And the rest of these players is moving towards point. That was dirty little off-Uber play. But it finally secures them around.
Yeah, it's just nice awareness of what the situation will be on us. There barely will be a hold, barely level 1. A lot of cap time as well, and you have enough advantage that if it takes a while, as long as you keep your medic alive, you will just have taken a lot of space with the Uber. There's so many different things that are advantageous for them going in off of one failed push beforehand. As long as it didn't end in complete disaster, you have this great second chance here.
Looking pretty good, and possibly a little bit of momentum for the Boomers if they can get another weird little mid-win. Oh my god, both these soldiers actually land directly on Onkaya, so he wasn't long for this word. They're going to be sending the rest of these players forward now on the side of the Boomers, try to get onto Dresser, who is super weak towards this corner, but he's dodging and diving like an absolute king, somehow managing to live it. Only Brago alive in the other team's choke, and they 100% know he's there. Surely there's no way he can do it. He's jumping on in, he wants to do it, but the Scout class exists. It is 2020, and he's going to get cleaned up now, nice and swiftly. Onkaya, once again, just only getting his friends now, and this is going to be the cleanest Uber advantage you could possibly ask for here, and they could even start looking to move forward.
Let's see how successful this push will be. No sticks on point. Gun definitely not up in time. Kaya pushback as well will live. Uber, however, not doing much damage beyond forcing the medic back. Cap time only really late. Everything has to block it though. Damage needs to come in now or it won't matter much, and it's unfortunately not quite happening.
Well, I don't know. These soldiers are landing towards point, getting so much damage. Wolf picks up, Beaven gets a lot of damage as well. These rollers picking up on Kaya, but it's just not going to be enough players for SOP right now. They're going to be dancing a little bit. Can't be seeing the wrong end of a frying pan. Drezzo somehow, again, just getting out.
Yeah, you get us scared of the arrows. One more would have done the job as well, so... Scar wants to quick clean up. We'll get into Grego instead. Decker living. Am I cleaning up? Eats the rocket. No, again, Decker just trying to play it safe for the rest of the team. Losing Charlie as well. They can't afford to lose anyone else. I didn't even see where that one happened, but 2 down is definitely too many at this point. If we add 2 Trezor as well. Again, they have the same position that Boomers had on the last push before as well. A lot of cap time. Uber add 2 pigs. So much space for the taking.
Yeah, they're just standing on it, getting so much damage towards these players as well. This is going to be an absolute nuke as long as their players can hit the most basic of shots. This should be looking super good for SOP as they stand on point and secure their equalizing round. 1-1 now. It's a nice little bite back there by SOP.
Yeah, and once again, just proving that, you know, if you first you don't succeed, try again. And if it's snake water, probably the best way to do it, maybe. It's proving itself time and time again here. Just make one solid attempt where you just live with enough people and keep enough things in your way going into a second try. That second try is just guaranteed success at that point.
Well, third mid of the game, already looking a little bit more exciting. You see Scar going all the way behind, almost a little bit of a bait mid as the rest of his team. They're going to get jumped upon now. There's so much damage towards these SOP players, but they're cleaning up these frags again. SOP are so good at cleaning up these frags. They somehow, even having all their players go super low, they're just... I don't know. I don't know whether it's like focus fire, coordination or whatever, but like they are just hitting the same things, and it's just gonna be a full wipe again. Huge Uber advantage. On Kai's not gonna be up another 6 seconds, so this will be like a literal, actual 100% Uber advantage. They could do basically just whatever at this point. They could just do whatever they want.
Yeah, well disciplined defensive last mid fight even. Sorry, and like you said, just really well executed on the focus fire to just make sure that nothing much happens out of those bombs into them. Well done there. All it needs is this Uber at last push to work here. Those are the ones that on paper you don't want to do. Those are the ones that you don't get too much of.
Well, going to be using straight through towards the shutter. Gun is the first casualty. Nice and easy. That sticks towards point, but not particularly great in terms of how they're positioned. But it is all of SOP right now still playing towards this right-hand side. They pick up on Kaya, so they can play now super slowly. The air pipes are coming out by QB, but not quite securing the rest of these frags right now. Drezzo somehow seems to just never die. He will get cleaned up just about now. And there's actually Scar towards point, getting a lot of cap time, gets a lot of damage as well. But he only gets 2 frags there. Not quite the 4 that was needed. And it will be Boomers holding that now. That was definitely a little bit disjointed there in terms of that push. Vori wants to try and play fast though. Ooh, 2 shots. Kick it down Brego, and he's even moving towards the point here. Wants to make sure Beaven can't get any cap time at all. Nice little hold there of second.
Again, just the spawn is just about good enough to prevent anyone that lived the last push from even thinking about really playing out the second. Barely any cap time, Brego dying fast, Scout leaving straight away. Again, a good opportunity to just off-Uber push here, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Again, they're taking some decent damage towards these.
A huge bomb by Scar from the sidelines. No one was looking at the other side. Gets so much damage, gets B1 for free as well. Hopefully, opens up the opportunity, but no! Poison, Draco, Charlie are just all stuffing them in the doorway.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, this is working pretty well. It's now Drezzo towards grass. Yeah, he won't live there. He won't live. That's optimistic. I feel like Scar's being a really big impact for his team right now. He's getting some really crucial bombs. Granted, you know, everything kind of fell to pieces after that, but credit where it's due. Scar's making some plays.
Alright, big ad. Barely anyone live. So seconds already off the table. Mid as well. Scar just kind of hiding. Gets spotted immediately. Not much happening about that one. Charlie making short notice of him. So mid's pretty much off the table. So Vori is still having different ideas here, waiting for some sort of funny snipe to happen. And one it is at least, maybe not the medic, but he is keeping this position there and makes it really annoying for them to deal with him in spawn door.
Yeah, taking down Brogo there is actually really annoying if you're the side of the Boomers. It makes your push just a little bit more difficult. Vori, please don't just walk in. I swear to God. Okay, there's a scout waiting for him. They don't care at all. It is looking like Boomers want to try and take the second point just a little bit for free. Scar actually gets enough damage to be forcing off on Kai here. I think Kai must have used to save some of his players because he didn't actually go weak himself. So actually a little bit of a bad use there on second, as now Tracy's going to be 90% on his own. Interesting to see exactly how they push out, see if they can get out clean. Possibly look to not use, because it is a huge ad.
Oh no, QB's way too ahead, team. Gets dropped in this Uber. Brego is well taken down here, but they're just trying to push past them. B1 Charlie in lobby, trying to get to last with this.
Yeah, Beeman's going to go straight there. It's going to be on Warped and Vori. They will clean him up nice and easily. So this back cap attempt actually is working out pretty good for SOP. They manages to get them a few more players taken down before they even move on towards second now. These 3 players on the side of the Boomers towards grass is a little bit scary because they're nowhere near their own Uber. They'll just about back out now and keep themselves alive, but oh, I feel like this is a fairly brave repush right now. But bravery seems to be working pretty well so far. You do see SOP, they have the fear for once in their lives. Gar, not quite hitting his shots, not going to happen. This is really nice from the Boomers. Good stuff, Uber advantage, player advantage, everything's looking good. Go on, boys, go on.
Demo pick as well on top of things. This is going to be really tough for them to hold.
Yeah, especially taking out Drezzo as well. No sticky towards point, no players really anywhere. Vori's being sent to the skybox, and he'll even get taken down as well. Looking all good for Boomers to secure this second round. Get themselves once again in the driving seat here. Halfway through the game, 2-1 for the Boomers.
Yeah, and it looks like my concern before the game started comes true here. These attempts out of last is what's costing them so much right now. Again, 1 attempt out of last, not good enough, losing just a few too many people here, and all the momentum back into the side of the Boomers and make this round half and 2-1 lead now for the first time in the lead here.
Looking pretty decent. We see this mid. We're going to be seeing this time a really slow rollout of the Boomers as they couldn't decide which way they want to go, right or left. I'm not sure. They're going to be going left eventually, but they're so far pushed out just from this one bomb from Warped. Onkai actually be kiting forward, but Warped is in such an annoying position. He does look like he'll get taken down, but all the position towards point has been taken by SOP and, importantly, QB. Brago's now just running forward with his pipes out, taking down Drezzo. Okay. 1 pipe, easy frag. Oh, QB, 1 pipe, easy frag. Doesn't care. Medics are down. This is just demo men piping each other.
And you love to see it, but yeah. Big decisive mid-win to the Boomers. Ultimately, sure, both medics died, but if you're on the lead, that's not necessarily the worst thing ever. At least it's not something the other team can do much with right now. And they've already shown that they're willing to sit here and wait a bit more on this map and know what they're doing about it. Different position now, however. It's mid to second instead of last to second, which we've mostly seen before. So a little bit of a different stalemate we have here at hand. And the question is if we see anything really daring out of anyone here. Obviously, SOP being the ones down need to sooner or later pull something out of the bag. And so far, B1 is giving them some freebies here.
Yeah, I mean, he just basically ran in. He was just like, right, I'm going to frag everyone. Didn't happen at all. We don't see any crits or anything like that. But with this 1 scout down, and Brago still playing super, super close towards Saw, I think there's definitely some opportunities. The stickies haven't actually been checked, and Vori's, okay, he found him. He found him with his base. Warped as well, actually going to get cleaned up as well. Oh, that's sloppy. SOP boys not checking their corners now, and it's going to be Charlie jumping on in. He will get taken down towards grass, but he's bought a lot of space for the rest of his team as they walk in now. Drezzo having to use his Uber first for, I think, the first time this entire series so far. So it is a better Uber for the side of the Boomers. But it's going to be difficult to chase here because they have flashed quite a bit. QB is going to be going down, so seen already this game so many times how important it is keeping the demo man down. So, stickies towards point makes things a little bit easier. But the side of SCP, they're going to be playing pretty close now. Frag still looking good for the Boomers. Picking up Drezzo as well. They can play nice and steady around the heels, even if Onkai is nowhere to be seen, and they'll be flooding players towards point. This is looking good for another equalizer. Not equalizer at all, sorry. A increasing of the old round advantage here. 3-1. Boomers just kind of picking them apart one by one.
Yeah, every time this game comes to a hold, immediately a little bit later, Boomers just figure something out for the stalemates and make it work really well here. This stalemate didn't even take that long. They just played aggressive with a little bit of distraction by Charlie over grass, and that was good enough to make a force happen the way they wanted to. So they're dictating the pace right now, and SOPs are forced to contest that in some way, shape, or form.
Really nice. Boomers get themselves a 2-round advantage here. It's looking pretty good to start things off. Now Scar going in super deep. He gets a lot of damage along with Warped as well. Onkai is actually going down to an arrow from Drezzo, and they've surged forward all the way towards point. As always, it's going to be all on Onkai to keep himself alive now. And with Bevan as the only survivor, he should be just fine to do that. Fast mids from SOP right now, and looking nice and strong. 11 minutes left in the game, so they have plenty of time to work with here, and I feel like this is the first start of things. Shout out right now, Bevan basically ran back when engineer. You know, that isn't how you get like the big plays on the old scoreboard, but it's really useful getting that gun up nice and early. Shout out to Bevan.
Man, I remember seeing so many loaded games at the end of last season where there was just no engineer anywhere, and it made me really sad, despite me not liking the class at all, because it's just something so vital for any last hold gone. And we'll see how much value it can bring right now. For now, it's most of the Uber just wasted on that one. Point gets played already though.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good in terms of point play because there's only just a few stickies there. The frags, though, going the way of the boomers once again. This frag being traded absolutely everywhere. It's going to be just a slight player advantage, and the rest of these SOP players, they will have to back out. QB went so low. Ooh, little scout 1v1. Very cheeky, very cheeky. No one's winning it just yet. It will be Decker in the end. The champ that he is.
Our control point is being
Well,
captured.
let's see if this is good enough. Kaya has an Uber if all things start crumbling here. You don't really want to use it though. Scar, different idea about that one. Gets away at least. Obviously it will force people back, but won't live long enough for it to really have an impact here though. So not much coming out of this, unfortunately. His team not really trusting it either. Everybody's so far back, already way back on mid as well, off of the disad now.
Juno has been calling out Decker in chat, by the way. He's saying things very naughty things. It's going to be the boomers walking straight through towards mid now. Onkai, a little bit weak, but not looking to use his own Uber. Really nice, clean push. They're going to be securing mid here without having to use, so they're making this just a little bit equal now. They can slow things down, keep things nice and chilled. They are actually missing a scout, so it's a very reasonable expectation to just chill a second.
They're so aggressive in Saw here though. Drago will get this Uber force on top of him, but things immediately started floating all around them. Two picks going back and forth here. People still trying to fight for position in Saw. Skarjun already having all the space beyond that though, getting the bomb onto Poison and Kaya to open things up for mid. Scar wants some more of this, gets a rocket onto Decker, will live just barely too. Drago's still in the sidelines, maybe he can surprise them over there.
Brogu's on an adventure. He's just like, right, I'm in their kitchen. This is my life now. He's on like his own little one-man mission. The rest of his team, they are trying to push back in now.
Oh, the
Brogu jumps up-
coordination! What? They start pushing from the front lines. Brago prepares the sticks behind them and they walk into it not knowing anything about it. That was just amazing.
He's such a champion. Decker says it. He's back, boys. We got it. Brogu's a king. Dude, his adventures, like, I don't know. He's doing it. He's doing it this game. The rest of his team now, they're moving on forward, securing second. QB as well getting taken down. There's going to be no demo and a massive Uber disadvantage and player disadvantage anyway. It's just like, they're hot. They're hot right now. They're on a mad one. Uber can get used absolutely whenever. It's so important to just not drop anyone here. They're using so late. There's no stickies towards point still, obviously. QB just only spawning. They're going to be flashing some crucial players. Decker, not quite getting his little bit of invulnerability, but it should be nice and clean. What? How did they beef that?
Strange turnaround. I was watching the 1v1 on the right side. Scar just against so many people lived for way too long. Beefed some rockets too, but apparently they beefed even more. That was just falling apart by the seams on just the mercy of DM just not coming out when you really needed to. And immediately fast out of last. This is really what you need. They struggled with that quite a bit right now, but opportunity hard to mess up this time, unfortunately for the boomers though. They have to give up a lot of space here, still having Solis around on mid.
Oh, wow, a lot of damage there as Poison drops down. Gonna be forcing off the Uber. Charlie's actually in the exact same spot, like a champion. He's ready to go and try and block the point here. If he can take down Junior, it's gonna be super important here. But it does look like Warp's played a little bit further back, and yeah, there's gonna be nothing much Charlie can do. The rest of the players, though, they're all fighting towards second. Scar get taken down by a little arrow there, and it's all cheeky little trade frags towards point. Decker, Brago, and Onkai, the only people. Oh my god, Brago's just decided. He's just walking forward and getting double five. Dude, it's so, like, Brago's mind is, like, it's somehow expanded, because sometimes he's like, I'm just walking. I'm just going forward. I don't care anymore.
Brago might be back, but QE was never gone. He just hitting those very much all game at this point. So, let's see how much that's worth right now. Not much. They don't have Uber at all. They want to just do something into last step through the open door, but everyone's holding close of the Uber, not letting them get away with it at all. Worry getting denied immediately there.
This is actually a little bit of frags being exchanged is going to delay things just a little bit, and we're going to get ourselves an equal Uber. Also, we're going to get ourselves a little pause.
That is great, because I just realized I have Discord notification sounds on for some reason.
Wow.
And I don't like that.
That's
So
awful.
great
That's
timing.
absolutely rotten. I feel bad for you, mate. Oh, it's a disaster. I'm going to be optimistic and hope that the pause was because Brago's game crashed when he pressed W, so he just kept walking forward in a straight line. That's the only explanation I can come from. It's exactly like that. We do actually have about 6 minutes left in this game as of when this pause happened on our end. So it'll be a little bit interesting to see exactly what the reasoning was. I mean, we are talking old man TF2. So there may be, mumble problems, right? Where suddenly they have to pause the game and talk about things for a while, possibly. Or maybe someone's got like a potato PC. Whatever.
Well, that's unfortunately not a great way to find. There's one thing we can do, which is check the source TV information. And it's not because somebody DC'd, apparently. Which is something worth noting, at least. So whatever is causing this pause is not a crash of any sort. It could still be connection problems, and they just paused to be generous, I guess. We won't know for sure unless someone with inside knowledge tells us, I guess. But yeah, that's about as much as we can really say here. And it's not like the best opportunity for a pause from like a viewer's perspective. Obviously, this is not the like exact moment it happened in real time. With STV delay, this is a little bit later the pause. But still, the moment we paused, we don't really have anything where like something drastic could happen any second. It's looking to be slowing down here. Trezor just getting Uber any moment. And probably not much coming out of this immediately here. However, there's not much time left. So as much as there won't be like an explosive like unpause moment here, there kind of needs to be for SOP, right?
Quite possibly. I'm just taking a moment to just enjoy all the boomer memes. The boomers are there. They're probably using Skype or something. Something's crashed. Got to ring up the old kids, ring up the grandkids. That's what's going on. Shout out. That's the real MVPs right now. Shout out to those guys. I feel like
shout out to the Zoomers.
Shout out to the Zoomers, right? In terms of the actual game, I feel like this is the kind of thing where, like, I don't know, obviously we wanted to go to 3 maps. SOP, ideally, they could just win it in 2, but it is pretty Herculean, right? Like, 6 minutes left in the game, and you need to get, like, 3 rounds to actually win it in regulation. And, I don't know, like, you play things very, very differently when you have a round advantage. So it's going to be pretty comfortable right now for boomers. We do see this unpause happen, a little bit of ice skating happening, just to keep things funky fresh. And we do have a little bit of a forward hold here, so it's going to be pretty difficult. I take that back. They just didn't hold left-hand side at all. And Uber just walks in. Okay, right, Onkar does get a much better use on his Uber. They will take down 1 player super easy, potentially even a second here. That was a little bit peculiar. Okay. No real repush opportunity for SOP here, but nor did it really cost them that much.
Very reminiscent of how they did anything onto last. On process, not just on last, actually. Just a lot of pushes on process were like this, where they just immediately try to push at the flank here. This time a little bit blind, just with the Uber. In an even Uber stalemate, obviously, maybe not the best choice, but that's how they did things before, and it just really feels like Snakewater doesn't really lend itself to that for them. They just still in a desperate position. They need to make something happen, so they tried the old strats out from the last map. Not paying off too well, not hurting too much either, but at this point not hurting them is not good enough.
Ooh, this is looking pretty good, actually. They just walk all the way towards the right-hand side, take down Poison, and they're shooting the sticks off point as well, so they can force some of these players towards the point. Judy getting a lot of cap time already, and actually just capping it from underneath their noses.
Yeah, I just criticized them doing it this way, but after Eva immediately
Make jokes
better,
on you.
right?
What do you know?
Yeah,
what
they
do
just
you know?
Immediately found the 1 player on the flank to walk over, and Boomers were so afraid of this fight and didn't really want to take it, and it just was a matter of playing it point well, right? Sticking it off, getting one on there, and having everybody in position to bomb. This is where the pause happened. I see Charlie being AFK for a second there, so that might have to do with it. Maybe something went wrong for him there. Either way, let's hope it's back to normal so he can continue playing this game for them, and onto the mid-fight.
Yeah, big bombs for Warp, getting some decent damage. No frag secured just yet. Again, position's been taken by SOP, but it's actually their team right now not quite securing these frags. 3 players up on the side of SOP, only 2 now, and they've got to absolutely just hightail it out of here. Drezzo's just sprinting as fast as he can. Thankfully, he's got a scout to get him out, so he will be escaping nice and safe right now. But that's a good mid here for Boomers. Obviously, the second you kind of lose a round, there's that possibility of just kind of losing control of the game, kind of, letting some momentum go in the way of the other team. So having a strong mid here is super important for Boomers if they want to try and close out this game with their round advantage.
Let's see, 4 minutes left on the clock, and the tough position all game has been just this last stalemate. Trying to make something work out of your own last into second has been such a struggle for SOP so far, and at least like 2 rounds were lost pretty much off of that alone. Desperate times go for desperate measures though. Sniper and Spy at the same time. Juno Scar seeing what they can do for their team here to make something happen. Everybody obviously eyes on the Sniper right now, so maybe Scar can make something happen. Unless, again, Drago has just like the E is massive.
Oh, Scar has actually decloaked. He's walking straight directly behind Onkar, and he's getting the nice clean up frag on Brago as well. Oh, that's cheeky.
I guess after
really
the pause,
cheeky.
they forgot to put on the hearing aids. No one saw that one coming, and that is a huge opportunity now. Demo and Medic gone. Scar the only casualty, obviously, as a spy. They need to make this work right now. 3 minutes left is not much time.
Oh my god. Okay, I was just watching Beaver just then. He was so intent on a back cap. He was literally like, he was so just like, this is going to be like my life's work. And then Decker just wasn't having it. He just wasn't having it. He walked away. I saw the sadness in Beaver's eyes. They're going to be playing chill here. Charlie taking down Vori makes things actually pretty good trade there, really. Getting a scout down on a team which is trying to push forward is pretty decent here. They're actually going to be going all the way through to mid. Again, they take decent damage. The pipe from Brago taking down Scar's going to make things a little bit better, but it is still Drezzo and his gang of gamers taking control of mid for free. 70% on Kaya and 2 minutes 30 to try and make this push happen. They kind of need to keep moving on forward here, but I feel like they're not quite aware of how much of an advantage they had as they're going to let this equalize.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Charlie waiting for spawn as a sniper as well would have obviously been the counterplay here. Might not even have to come into effect. They're really slow about doing this right now. 2 minutes left on the clock. On even coming forward onto Saw, trying to see if they can open things up a little bit here now in the stalemate.
Oh, yep, Uber's just going to get used on through. Wolf going to be getting a fatty little solo Uber there. He does force off on Kaya before losing his own life. Charlie is actually going to be back spawning here on Soldier because everything's looking good. Yeah, Brago just walks in. Dude, once again, hitting every single pipe. He gets a pipe towards the demo. He does actually take down Drezzo. Scar as well getting cleaned up. It's going to be all... Yeah, that's literally just going to be a full wipe right now. And 1 minute 40, like, SOP needs something absolutely huge right now. It's even going to be stacking for spawns. Only Warp and Drezzo are going to be getting forwards. So there should be a second point as well for Boomers and an Uber advantage. And yeah, like, they can just kind of do whatever they want at this point. If they want to stand second, go for it. If you want to go last, go for it. Doesn't really matter. The world is their oyster.
Yeah, so little time. So much pressure onto SOP, and they're again just gunning for it. They have to at this point. Just trying to not even let them cap second. Get a pick forward already. Warp in deep all alone though. Needs this backup fast. Preferably before Kaya can pop to save people here. As they're trying to fight for mid. Drago weak. Decker gets saved, but that's the only one. Poison up top going down as well.
I don't know, this is kind of crazy. Like, frags are kind of going the way of Boomers, but like they lost 3 before the Uber even got used, and on Kaya as well. Completely caught in. He's going down. That's a complete misplay. Decker as well. He can't possibly 1 versus 3. Charlie is the only player on the side of the Boomers with Poison and Brago now spawners. This is a little bit weird. Even with Drezzo going down there, it's going to be at worst an equal Uber. Charlie's actually trying to make the big play towards point, but only trading. It's not going to be enough right now, and it's possibly a little bit scary, especially if Brago dies here as well. Vori's got to hit some crucial shots, and he's doing it with ease. Straight towards second now. 26 seconds on the clock. It's both Junu and Vori just taking full control, even taking out Bevan.
But there's enough time, 20 seconds. I was already skeptical how much time there's left, but there's just nothing here. They have 10 seconds once they're in lobby to get in here. They have the picks, but they don't have the time. They need to get off the point right now. And there's a heavy in front of them. This crit won't be up. They are fighting for their lives here.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2. It's so close, but no. They just throw everyone on point, and it's going to be Boomers securing this second map. My days, that was so close. That was so close. Ooh.
Boomers just barely got away with that one. After a really strong start to the map as well. A lot of it felt like SOP really struggling in the stalemate situations. Eventually there were moments where they could play fast out of the mid-fight just now as well. So there were moments of hope, but it was just too much of this game spent in the control of the Boomers here. And SOP found answers way too late here, and not enough of them as well. One more map it will be to decide this in the end here.
Yep, I believe it will be Sunshine as well. But before we go there, we do have some cheeky little logs to look for. I know it's what everyone cares about more than absolutely anything. And I feel like, obviously, being a much closer game, the logs tell a very different story right now. This time, I feel like the biggest difference compared to last game is the old Medic and Uber situation. Obviously, there was about a 1 Uber difference throughout the entire game. Drezzo, he did survive just a little bit more than on Kai, but it wasn't all that much. And I feel like it definitely seemed like the Boomers were far more together as a team. They were winning some more of these team fights, especially kind of, you know, that kind of middle portion of the game. At the beginning and end, it was a little bit kind of whatever, but that middle portion, it felt like they had kind of pretty well secured.
All right, a completely pointless thing right now, but I misspelled Kaya to search for the logs and just typed OAJA, and it still found me Charlie. So That's kind of nutty.
How?
Anyway,
understand.
yeah, like, man, that was such a strange game. The Boomers had so much control at the beginning, right? And then it's really surprising how that crumbled. They really just needed to play the holes a little bit better towards the end. It really also showed how much SOP struggled to play their game on this map against this team compared to the last map. It made a huge difference. Sometimes you hear people say, "Oh yeah, maps don't matter. We're just good." And I mean, if you're really, really good, sure, it doesn't make a difference, I guess. But in even matchups like this, clearly, map differential makes a huge impact.
I feel like I want to point out how once again we saw Brego putting out the big damage, but like he was doing weird stuff. I feel like the difference between Brego this game and last game, like he did just as much weird stuff, but the weird stuff worked out a bit more. I feel like that's not something you can rely upon super consistently, right? Like his mad ones where he's just like, I'm on a mission right now, I'm gonna be on my own little adventure, I'm just gonna run around doing things. I feel like that's kind of scary if you're on the side of the Boomers, right? Because like if that's going to happen, you have no choice but to lean into that, and it gets yourself into some weird situations. I guess like obviously on Snake it did catch out SOP a bit more. Like it, it definitely did work a bit more, but it's like after a certain point, people are just going to expect that weird stuff to happen, and it's not going to be as effective. It's I don't know. It does feel a little bit weird compared to the slightly more kind of structured team play of SOP. I will say, in terms of an individual player to give a shout out to that game, I feel like Decker stepped up quite a bit. Like he was doing some really, really good stuff that game.
Yeah, definitely. And in so many situations, you just have to run your scouts. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, scouts the easy class. Scouts the one that just can get the stuff done really fast, really quickly." But consistency is key, right? Eventually, that makes all the difference, and your scouts still need to deliver that. That's what you want to value in the scout, that consistency. So yeah, he's stepped up to the task now. The question is if that's enough, or if the opposition here, Rory and Juno, still have something left in the tank. Looking at the heal stats again, we see what we've seen before. Just Poison being the tank for the team. Arguably Decker as well, but in current day and age, you expect that. However, big difference being a big shift in how that is being approached by Dresser and his team, QB being the one taking all the heals. Maybe as sort of a means to an end here to just deal with Drago more, but it's clearly not quite worked out the way they wanted to. And Scouts taking the short end of the stick in what is arguably also a slower game, so that might be where some of that comes from as well. But, I mean, clearly trusting the Scout there as well on the deck have worked out a lot more.
Worked out pretty well, but it's going to be interesting to see how that really changes going into Sunshine now. People talk about Sunshine being a pretty good map for scouts in general. People always liken it to Process and other maps of that kind of variety. And obviously seeing how Process went is good for SOP all around. It wasn't like, a Swift 5-0 or anything, but they were in control far more often than they were not. So as a decider, it would be definitely pretty interesting, especially because, in fairness, considering half of the Boomers haven't played consistently for a lot of seasons, they also might still genuinely just not have much of an idea about like Sunshine. Sunshine's been in the game for like years, but these guys haven't played the game for years. So, in terms of not consistently season after season. So, might possibly be that they have a few different features about the map they're not 100% aware of, whereas SOP, they're sitting there, they're grinding, they're playing it every day of their lives. They should just have a little bit more map knowledge.
This is where park experience really needs to come in handy, right? That is where
you gotta think so.
Probably some of them played quite a bit of time here. I've heard B1, for example, being one that over the past few years still has like dipped around in parks every once in a while. So that's where that now needs to count, I think, at the most.
Let's get some hot takes right now. Who do you think is going to win this game? This game and indeed this series?
Yeah, I think this map will favor SOP a lot more. Again, I had my faith into the Boomers, and they certainly stepped up just now. And maybe they just found enough answers here to last them this entire map. But I think Sunshine will just be a much, much better one for SOP than the last one. So I'm going to give this one to SOP, actually.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you. I feel like it's going to be better mids in general. We even saw Boomers on Process winning literally every single mid. But I feel like the Sunshine mids are going to favor SOP more because it isn't quite as much of a you can just walk over point. There's a lot of different terrain. There's a lot of like random obstacles and stuff in the way that you can't just do like a straight line. You kind of actually have to, move a little bit more. And I think literally just tiny stuff like not quite knowing exactly how to move across point, stuff like that, it genuinely is going to catch Boomers out a little bit. I think this may be the end of their story in terms of their premiership dreams, but I'm sure they would love to prove me wrong. I'm sure they'd absolutely love to.
I have done my research real fast about Sunshine and experience on Sunshine, and ironically enough, the last season that both Vivan and Drago played before this was season 24, where Sunshine wasn't played anymore, but was like, beforehand and afterwards, right?
Right.
And before that, the last season both of them played was before season 20 when Sunshine was first played, so they just effectively dodged Sunshine with expertise their entire lifetime.
That's unfortunate. That's quite unfortunate from their point of view. Unlucky. In fairness, if they win now, then it's just styling. It's just swagging. They just don't even care. I would be like genuinely really impressed, but I just like surely not, right? I feel like if they want to win this, can't trust map knowledge or anything crazy like that. I want to see them do some like weird stuff. Like I'm pretty sure at some point you've got to see like Pritz and quickies to mid, right? Do like the actual just like degenerate tactics. You know what? Imagine Brago with a lock and load, right? Like just literally just spam and just nonsense. Just do it. Go on.
The crits really didn't work at all, though. Like it just felt like a matter of, we know how this works, right? That's the thing everybody has done before, right? But it's a thing that has fallen so far out of the meta over the past few years that the one time they did try to use it just really proved why, I think. It's just so hard to get to play position. The moment it turns even, it's so predictable. You need to abuse those like short advantage bursts you have whenever you are building faster in like after a trade, basically. And it's just so difficult to consistently do that against a team that knows how to put up a proper hold. So we'll see what they will resort to here for map number 3.
Yep, this is going to be the final map of our series to decide who's going to be going into Prem this season. This is season 35. We see aggressive mids for Charlie. He's going straight in towards Cubby, who is actually going to crater as well. So no demo on the side of SOP now whatsoever. So it's going to be all on the rest of his team to try and surge forward now. They're going to be trading out with Brago as well. And a super deep bomb from Scar is going to be sending on Kai into the Skybox just a little bit. But the rest of the players surging forward. And it's looking super good for the Boomers. One by one, they clean up these frags. Throws are going down super late as well. Nice, crispy little mid there for the Boomers.
Yeah, don't need to know how to play the map. If your soldier just put you in a really great position really early on here with the demo pick, forcing the other team to commit deep. And as long as you shut those down, you have a great position to do just that.
Good stuff. Now it's going to be on Kai as well. 80% and building as well. They're not looking to waste any time here at all. And it's only Drezzo spawning just about now. Even the buffs are going to be a little bit scary now. Thank God they do have to wait just a second for Brago to make his way towards second. So there will be an opportunity to buff up their players. They do have a gun and a sniper to make things just a little bit easier in terms of this hold. But it's going to be a push fully right now for the Boomers to see if they can try and fail. Looks like they're going to be few players towards lower here, but that's just how they're going to be entering lobby. They're actually wasting quite a bit of time here. 65% on Drezzo. They are going to be going through lower now, using pretty late as they move on through. Gun is going to be the first casualty. Drezzo as well. Pretty scary position to be in, but they're actually taking down 2 players as well. This is kind of just a disaster push now. Deck is the only guy and he's by himself, and yeah, it just nothing happened. Nothing happened that push.
Alright, Solly's still down though. Uber coming up any second. Space for the taking with soldiers, obviously a little bit harder to just get the damage in deep here onto people waiting in the bag. I guess Drezzo's taking that upon himself with his arrows, eventually closing the gap there with QB as well. Not too much of any resistance here. Spawns only now coming in for Boomers, and maybe staying on mid is not the best idea. The push is coming in here.
Brago is just standing directly next to an Uber because he just doesn't want to live anymore. Bevan as well gets cleaned up as well. Charlie, okay, yep, no, all of the Boomers are like, yeah, we don't care about living, we're not long for this world anyway, right? Saves the flight to Switzerland, who needs it, right? Don't even care. It's all of SOP now. They can move forward towards second. Decker as well, just... Oh my days, he's pretty lucky to live there, right? Like, he gets the frag, credit where it's done. Cubby's even spawn camping now as well. What is this?
Well, as long as it works, I guess you can't complain too much. And as much as people are starting to die, they still take space here pretty successfully. Boomers want to contest this though. Poison in deep, wants the big damage, gets someone to Drezzo, needs one more. Drezzo just out of reach for that splash. Will go down, trade for the demo though, and Scar can't really stay forward either. So this deep bomb really just got them all the space they need to fight back and keep second.
It's such a weird situation, right? Scar's still on the back lines, he's jumped into 2 players, surely he's not going to get anything too much. I mean, he gets towards Choke, he does actually manage to get out as well, so sneaky little gameplay, but we do have a moment where we might just chill for a second. Ubers are equal. QB is just about spawning and making his way through, and Juno decides to eat a big old pipe of Bragos as well, so Boomers, it is a bit of an opportunity. Yep, we are going to be seeing Charlie go all the way behind, see if he can make things a little bit annoying as the rest of the team moves just a bit towards choke. Bevan going to be going in just a little bit too early though. He's going to get cleaned up before his team can do anything, so surely it's going to have to be the Boomers chilling a little bit with Charlie behind as well. It's like you really can't commit to that push, right?
Yeah, they don't want to do too much here. Warp, however, does. Wants to get onto Drago, doesn't want to keep having deep and aggressive in choke there. Gets out, not the nice air shot he was looking for, unfortunately. Drago living here. Charlie still in the backlines, trying to start something for his team. Juno aware of it, though. Doesn't want to let him get away with anything there.
I feel like right now Charlie's just being the most annoying human being. Charlie! Dude! Charlie's the most annoying player. Like, big fan of Charlie, right? But he is being the most annoying player in the world right now for SOP. Because not only their scout down, but there's a soldier behind it. Uber's coming in as well. They actually drop warped. That's really not what you want at all. We now see such a good position right now for Boomers to just walk in and potentially even pick up Vori here as well. We actually see Drezzo kind of just caught in completely. Yep, he's going to get taken down. This is just looking absolutely fantastic for them. Everything's working out exactly how they want. And even Charlie managed to escape with his life. That's just, yeah, all right, go Boomers.
Yeah, Poison's bombs are always having such a big impact. Yet again here, just landing right behind him in choke, no exit whatsoever. Hits a big direct on the medic there. There's also no chance of living. Warp still waiting in forwards on Soldier. Might opportunity to try something funny here. Sticks obviously there, so he needs Drago to mess up. Not that on him immediately, but they are waiting for it, and Warp does not want to play the waiting game.
It's all good. Everything is looking pretty hot now for the Boomers with their 40% Uber advantage. Charlie did go down, but he got a nice little spawn, so he'll be up in plenty of time for the rest of his team to push. And in fairness, he's not super fundamental to this push right now. He can come in a little bit late and there's no real problems. So they're towards lobby, buffing up everyone nice and easy. Top right looks like where they want to go. Uber just gets used nice and early. The jump's not looking too hot for Brago. They will take down the gun at least, but Brago wants to start trying to initiate pretty early. His ammo's not looking too hot though, as he does try and move across point. They've at least managed to force the stickies off, but Dekka's already gone down. Poison's going super weak as well. The damage is just looking really, really good for SOP. Once again, focusing down these players super easy. It's only Charlie. Yep, he'll get taken down as well. That'll be a full wipe, a crumble of a Boomer push, and yeah, not what they want.
Yeah, they're like weird little plays are working on mid to second. Just cause a big mess, but on last it's so different that there's just a whole 6-man hold waiting for you. Much more prefer to hold more so than do anything else, so maybe that just makes enough of a difference. They're playing really carefully about sacks coming in, Vori and high ground, QB sticking of anything, so no one can get any funny ideas onto Trezor's life. Charlie, Bergo both just kind of spamming along, hoping something just happens to connect. Not really overextending for this time though, and really can't afford to with this much advantage coming in by SOP here.
Okay, Uber does get used. We did see Drezzo, I think, maybe eat a pipe or a stick or something along those lines, but the Uber is managing to take down Brago and quite possibly the Soldier as well. But actually, oh my god, dude, Poison, is that Mike? Is that Mike with the old upwards directs taking down Drezzo? That's pretty clean now as well, and it's actually a little bit of a position where with all this damage that's been dealt, they actually could look to just Boomer push all the way towards second now. Vori's actually gone straight last, but he has been spotted. So, yeah, Charlie's going to take him down. One easy rocket. And now they can just chill out a little bit in terms of their second push. It's only really Junu towards lower. He's been spotted as well. This Boomer push there, pretty solid, you know? They check in their corners.
Yeah, and that's all it really took here. Once the push was just really a bit of a disaster for SOP. Cleaning up things where they need to be. And now it's on to mid as we speak. Mostly nothing in terms of resistance here. People spamming again. Mostly just hoping something connects, but nothing really coming of it. So SOP is out of here. Wants to stay safe of this now 40% disadvantage. Slowly closing the gap. Do not sniper as well. Hoping he can somehow do something about this, but it's the Sunshine second forward spawn. As long as they're not coming from the two entrances that you have a sideline on them. If they're coming through choke, they will see you coming. You won't have a good sideline. He's spawning back. To get a little bit of a better angle here. Let's see if it pays off. Now he has the sideline on choke at least.
Yeah, I feel like no one is really going to walk through a choke and want to drop to their sniper. It is Year of Our Lord 2020. No one's really that dumb in the game anymore. I say that. They're going to prove me absolutely wrong here right now. We do see Charlie jumping in. He's just going everywhere. Does get at least a little bit of damage towards Drezzo, but doesn't force off the Uber. Drezzo gets his little pack, and no harm really done too much there. Scar in some decent position to... Oh, my days! Little air shot as well towards Brago. Not quite finishing him off, but at least a little bit of style points just there. Not too bad. We still do see Juno sniping and peeking just a little bit towards the choke. He's got a lot of space here, actually. He could basically just start walking forward.
Well, Juno's just trying to do that all by himself. Nothing too much coming up with just yet. We've seen him on process how much he can do that on the sniper rifle. So the longer this takes, the worse it will be for Boomers eventually. That guy is surely going to hit something at some point. You can't give it too many chances. It is still tight at nothing each here, so no one's too hard pressed to make any moves here, and Juno can just sit back and relax here with the sniper rifle.
Yeah, it's a pretty kind of chilled out position, really. You know, anyone trying to move towards the flank, towards this Flowers position, or really towards choke, it's not like Juno even has to do anything too much. That threat is always just a little bit annoying to deal with. Look like either team's wanting to do anything too much right now. They're just like, you know what? We're going to get some log damage. We're going to stand around, get some log damage. Try and see if there's anyone we can try and catch out a little bit. No one's even going that aggressive towards the flanks. They're just sitting around a little bit. What would you do? What would you do in this situation?
I mean, in SOP's perspective, you have the sniper already. You would be probably best off just trying to rely on this as much as you can. Try to make some space somewhere. It's, I think, arguably easier the other way around, though, from mid into second instead of the other way around. Still, Juno commit to this. This is what he will be doing for at least a little bit longer here. Charlie eventually just trying to sack off of them, coming more forward. A decent opportunity, but it's a little bit blind around the corner to hope to catch the medic there, and he just wasn't finding the landing.
Nope, he jumped in, tried to get at least something towards the sniper as well. Now makes things a little bit easier. Taking out Beaver is pretty good. A lot of damage as well towards Brago. Oh, dropping Brago. And on
medic as well.
Himself. Oh my god, what a crumble. That's disgusting.
Alert.
And again, that's what they want to do. They want to pressure the flank to drop players or force an Uber early. It's the choice on the medic, and Kaya wanted to drop players to have a better Uber, but they didn't see the soldier warped in the backline. Big one by Charlie.
Deck is such a champion. He absolutely just diddled that soldier. He's going straight to... There's no actual way that he wins this solo. He's taunting! You idiot! Decker, why?
Alert. The control
Unbelievable. They just hang onto by a thread. But how much can they do with this? It's pretty much just a situation reset here. It makes up for what went wrong into mid, but that's about all this unfortunately has done now, with just a little bit of carelessness, very deep into mid. Speaking of carelessness, there's no one with him, and they might just all fall for it in the end. Big bomb by the soldiers in the backline. Drezzo maybe being just the biggest bait of all time, but for the red players and not his own team, they were all busy killing him and didn't look at choke with two Solis jumping through. That looked terrible, and Beaver just makes the situation worse arguably as well, but in the end Juno is the one man standing. Really messy fight here, and arguably I would imagine a lot of this not quite intentional, but they made the best of it on the blue side here on SOP.
Okay, right. I think I've just about recovered now. I needed a moment. I was lightheaded. I was crying. It wasn't looking good. Okay, right. This is the Boomer repush on mid. This is nice and easy for them. They have control point. They have better spawns. Everything's looking just a little bit better for them. I feel like they might need a moment to relax. Actually, the flank push from SOP, they've got through completely unseen. They've sent one soldier behind. The rest of the team, they can look to commit if they should wish. And it does look like they do want to. Brago and Charlie, actually, they can be starting to back up as well. So this is like pure rat TF2 right now, as SOP has no idea. It's going to be Warp trying to jump back and do something, but it's going to be getting cleaned up here from Charlie. That's going to be basically SOP just all getting crunched there. Oh, this makes me feel unwell. I think that's going to go last as well.
Yeah,
There's
why
two
not
players
have this much ad as well? Charlie a little bit too faster for the rest of this team. Maybe a quite unfortunate loss to Happy as well. They have this Uber, this really needs to counter right now. Brago getting bombed early, not getting saved by the Uber. Kaya still doesn't have just no building going on right now, and it just kills this really great opportunity. Scout trying to today, but QB just walks past him, but Kaya can't save himself yet again with arrows out.
I feel like the Boomers are really good at the first part of the back cap, and then the second part could do with some more work in that they wiped. So not looking good at all. It is going to be SOP once again taking control of their own second Uber ad. Onkai's still not going to be up for like another second or so. They're going to be going straight forward onto mid now. Everything's looking super, super good. SOP just needs to keep things chill, you know? It's a stressful game right now. A lot of weird stuff happening. As long as they can relax, you know, headspace, it's all good, boys. Download the app. They'll be happy. Keep on moving forward with the Uber advantage.
Yeah, I think that's the right mentality right now. All teams are just rushing a few too many opportunities. Last time, SOP into mid. Puma's just now into last yet again. Both teams need to calm a bit down and just figure out the options a little bit better. Charlie trying to wrap around behind them, meets Scar on the other side as the push comes into mid here, and not much can be done about it.
Oh my days! Oh, Brago with the sticky traps once again. He's going to be taken down, Drezu, but they have everyone else towards the point. These players behind on the side of the Boomers not really going to do anything. It's Beaver and Charlie. Like, I don't know now. I don't know now. Absolutely at all. It is going to be Beaver picking up this.
Them. They kept second and no one could do anything about it. Rory at the back him, and he's not taunting this time.
Isn't that crazy how he didn't press his G button twice and he won the game? That's mad! Rory's a savant. What a king!
But yeah, they just... This game already devolved into a lot of chaos here. They just kept going with it. Who cares about just remaining composure, playing calm if you can just outdo them eventually here?
And that's only the first 14 minutes of the game. We
And
have a
first
lot
round.
more action to come. Jesus Christ. Right, okay, second mid of the game. Boomer's always looking good on these mids, but the rest, they have some troubles with. Scars will be going nice and deep, a little bit behind, along with Warp. These nice coordinated soldier bombs can be doing some decent damage. It was actually Drezu's the very, very first frag of the game. At least Onkai's picked up shortly after. 4 versus 3, with Boomers having some full control over the point here, and none of these SOP players are really anywhere to be seen on the mid fight. So, it's going to be another mid fight for the side of Boomers, looking nice and crispy.
See what they choose to do here right now. They could wait for heals, they could just go in and try to win this really great number situation. Juno's forward might be the easy pick, still picks up Charlie. Beaver eventually ending his life. Poison finding Kiwi really far forward though. A little bit dangerous here. Eats, I think, another rocket, sinks it just in time, but will get met up with another one. Warp taking on really nicely there with not anyone here just yet. Only now Brago scouts here to take a fight, but so are the spawns for blue.
My days, this is scrappy little fight here. Everyone's just trusting pure DM right now. It's actually working pretty well for the Boomers. They have a player disadvantage, but there's actually no one from SOP really towards second. Looks like SOP want to go for this repush, and doesn't look like Onkai really has any idea what's going on as he just... What? Both his scouts just delta split to the side. Onkai just goes straight up. He dies as well. Okay. Boomers, it is past their bedtime.
What is Murray doing? He's just lost a 1v1 with Charlie as well in Cafe. Somehow it's while standing on his head. I don't know how that happens, but we've seen Charlie hit some upward direction before, so I would assume it was just that again. Poison in the backlines. These backups really have been going some way, even if they don't quite well round ending. They keep getting there, and it's a huge issue with players behind. Charlie as well, way earlier.
Oh, we do see it. Ubi get used here. Ubi just jumping straight in, getting those 2 crispy little stickies towards Brago, making things nice and easy. Beaven, I don't think even saw Treasure. Beaven's just running around. He's just doing his thing. Leave him alone. We see some nice shots from QB, but he does look like he's just about winning the fight with Charlie as well. He's just straight winning these 1v1s and going towards second basically by himself. I feel like this is devolved. This is a pug. This is turned into a pug. This is PugChamp server number 2, whatever it is, and they're just running around doing whatever they want. Onkai does have maneuver advantage. We'll see how long he lives in terms of
That was a
actually
bit of
getting
an
to
issue this map, unfortunately, for him, so that alone would quite help the situation. Again, patience is key here, I think, right now, as much as it's really not showing through this gameplay right now at all. If they just calm down a few situations here and there, that already goes a long way, I think. Just seeing what is in front of them. Scar getting the force in, that one wasn't noticed at all in time. And that goes a long way for Drezo and Co, as they have the Uber themselves now. Maybe just waiting for Scar or just rotating to catch them from the other side. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, right now, all of the Boomers are towards choke, and this is really scary. The Ubers come in, they should just absolutely just crunch all of them. Onkai, once again, he has no friends. Nobody likes him. They walk away from him. He dies. His team has no respect for their medic. They just don't feel like they need him. And, I mean, they're going to pick up Drezu. Scrappy fights again. So much damage being dealt. It turns into a 2v2. How? Of all things, now it's all on Brago to try and win a 1 versus 2. There's surely no way, and there isn't.
I mean, you can just see how everyone died in choke. They chased the medic on Kaya here into choke, and it took so long. The Uber fades, and everybody on Boomers was under the same call there. Let's jump them choke before they can get into safety here. That medic will go down, and everybody with him. Unfortunately, all of them too, but at least it didn't end any worse. They sure got second here, but it's absolutely no momentum to last. It's slight edge for Kaya, nothing much, and the fight looking to be starting yet again.
Ooh, little headshot there from Vor. He wasn't happy letting Junior get all the sniper shots this game. Crispy little stuff there, and actually managed to pick up Bevan as well. Possibly just an off-Uber situation if they want. They know that there's no significant last hold. There's no kind of off-classes, anything like that, because they're already trying to push out. So it looks like they want to try and go all the way from the left-hand side. Charlie towards low is not going to do a great deal. With Poison, they might just want to secure one frag, but they actually don't even at all. They both go down. It's going to be Decker manages to two-shot Drezzo, but is that really going to matter? There's so many fragging classes in the way of SOP. They're straight towards point, and they're going to get themselves a second round here.
Yeah, if you don't slow down, you give you a reason to. Very sniping in the backlines while these fights starting to happen. Immediately gives them a reason to second-guess themselves. Solis try to stay in the corner, try to get behind and play safe from that sniper. Not working at all, immediately caught out, and great fight there in the end. Looks like maybe SOP found an answer here.
Quite possibly. Third mid now. I mean, if Boomers win this mid and then lose a round again, they're just going to be mad. They're going to be so mad. Like, the mids have been working well for them. It's kind of crazy, really. Once again, we see some deep soldiers going in. Beeman's the first casualty. The damage has been dealt, though. As always, yeah, this is looking so good for SOP. They're just cleaning one after another. Charlie's still on the high ground, but it's a near impossible task for him to get anywhere near Drezzo, who's just going to sit this whole mid on 150 HP, not care at all. And that was, like, clinical ass mid. Only losing Warped, who's an early death as well. That's crispy. Now they're going to have their big old Uber advantage.
I mean, that goes for pretty much every mid. As long as only the soldiers die, that's just as good as a full wipe, basically. Like, the soldiers are the ones initiating. You expect them to die. If they don't, that's a bonus pretty much for most teams at this point. And one even living as well, even better. Makes the push into last a little bit faster, not waiting for the spawn here. Warp, however, in the waiting on second already as well. Charlie trying to wrap around behind. Maybe reveals themselves a little bit too early there. Takes a fight with Scar and Juno. Gets skinned up fast.
Right, you are. Well, Uber's going to get used now towards this right-hand side. You have to keep quite a lot of the Uber towards QB right now. He did go pretty weak as they entered there. Too bad of a rotation. They're now going to start playing towards the point. A lot of damage being dealt, especially towards this Pyro right now. They can really go towards the point at any time. Juno's starting to play it as well, and he's just going to be securing this third round now. Momentum for the side of SOP and the Boomers right now. They're going to be feeling rough. They've had their opportunities, but they've just been beefing hard.
Big fan of this last push though. That was really clean. Baiting point, falling back, soldier through the right side, forcing them to fall back, and then immediately back to point. Just nowhere to go. That was a good position to be for the Boomers there. Well done by SOP. 3-0 lead. Strong position for only 9 minutes left.
Yep, incredibly strong. They can play this as slow as they want now inside of SOP. 3 rounds is a fantastic advantage to have. Vori going down super early. They could even look to back up if they would like. Yep, with Juno going down as well. No scouts on this mid fight. That is not a mid you can win, my friends. Poison's going to be on the deep chase to try and get towards Drezzo. Gets one rocket. Ooh, the little surf and air shot not quite connecting. Drezzo will be living here, although not quite with anyone to heal just for the minute. It is going to be Boomers taking control of second point now and getting themselves just a bit of position, a little bit of an opportunity. We still have 9 minutes left in this game, and it is still very possible.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time. I mean, we almost saw the crazy comeback last map already. SOP waking up maybe a little bit late there, but this time much sooner. Once the mess ended, they established themselves with 3-0 lead here. Maybe that's just good enough. We'll see. Last push situations haven't been the strong point of the Boomers here. These messy fights were decent enough. Anything on mid to second was fine for the most part, at least comparatively speaking, but on last they really were faltering so far.
Yep, they're going to be trying to get aggressive towards this left-hand side. Both their soldiers going in and not really getting any mileage at all. At least Poison was the only casualty. I feel like we're going to have to see some kind of off-class or kind of banner or something along those lines, because it's a really difficult last to try and get into clean, and then like there's a sentry to deal with, and then everyone's buffed anyway, then it's like a super big one. It's a rough one, but I don't think we're seeing anything coming up really at all. Yeah. We do see Poison on Battalion's backup, so maybe that's going to be the entire plan. I thought maybe a banner and a sniper or something, but I feel like, I don't know, it's worth going for. They still have a little bit of time to deal with. Scar's actually just walked straight in. Oh my, and forces off on Kaya? Surely you can't let that happen. Okay, they're going to try and make the best out of a bad situation. We see a super late Uber from Drezzo. That soldier just gets absolutely melted. Drezzo, for a second, I did have a saw out. He kind of did want to chase.
Everything was already gone. They maybe not even had to use there, I want to say. Nothing was close anymore, and it was only that one that can't really chase her all too well. You need a soldier, you need a scout on that one. They just kind of popped for the sake of it more than anything, which It wasn't super late, so it's not like they got huge disad out of this one, which sometimes actually is like a viable win condition, where you just make them use so late after your exchange that somehow you get ad out of it. But no, not the case here. It's pretty much even still. In fact, it's advantage to Drezo now, so I don't know what Kaya's doing.
Me neither. Me neither, buddy. I don't know. Dekka's just walking in. He's trying to, you know, do the old scout class. He's starting to get anything for it. In fairness, they did manage to get all the way through here pretty easily. Beaven, again, not aware that sentry guns exist, so he's going to die. Dekka gets a little bit of cap time, but surely there's no way he's going to get anything more. That arrow's going to keep him alive for just a couple seconds longer, but it's not going to be enough really to do anything. On Kaya, Brago, and Poison all the way towards the point. Now they have their Uber. They're going to get run out by boys, so they have no choice but to use right now. And for Drezo right now, he can just kite and dodge and jump and do really whatever he wants. There's going to be no necessity for him to get used. On Kaya's going to go down here as well. Warp just lands on his head. The pipes from Brago are going to make things a little bit nice. Drezo does finally use. And actually, with these players that have been dropped, like, you know, this is scary from everyone's point of view. Dekka's going to go straight last. Vori will be alive for it, but he'll be the only one. If Dekka can win this 1v1, it's possible. He stands on it. He's getting that one shot, not quite hitting that second. And second point will get capped now. That frag's going to make things a little bit better as Dekka's behind them. Kind of Boomers looking to really just push forward. I feel like they don't have much of a choice. Got players down. It's, yeah, I don't know, man.
There we go. Juno finally winning the 1v1 against Dekka that he was waiting for, I would assume, after Snakewater. So momentum is mildly there. They have some picks, they have some Uber advantage. They just need to be careful about approaching, because these Boomers are trying to hold forward at all times, I think, that they can. Scar from the backline, they walk over Drezo, but damage is there for them to play off.
Vori's on heavy as well, by the way. He's just on heavy in choke for reasons I don't think anyone is quite aware of.
Hey, did you see any games last season? There was so much heavy. Clearly it's the way to go. He's right in the corner and Charlie is just jumping past him.
He's so smart. He has like 300 IQ. If you're on Kai, you just leave the server, dude. You just get out. What's the point anymore? There's no world. There's no world you could live in anymore.
Weird things happening, and as much as second got capped here, as long as they keep advantage, this is gonna be really painful for Boomers to still make a comeback through this little bit of time left. Crits on Kaya though, they know about how little time it is and they need to speed up their gameplay. It didn't work out too well last time. They really need to start hitting the shots here, and Vori on heavy is just consistently forcing them to hit even more of those, I think.
He wanted to die. This is my rationalization. Onkaya wanted to die because he knew he had to go crits. Yeah, why not? That's my logic. Play. Genius. He didn't even want to live. Don't even care. Don't even care at all. He's going to be 60%. Drezo's got actually 100% right now, so if they did want to push, they could. But I feel like when you're 4 minutes left in the game, 3 rounds up, and you've got a heavy energy, you ain't looking to push absolutely ever, really. 95% on Kaya. This will have to be the absolute biggest nuke crits I have ever seen in the world ever. Brago's moving towards left-hand side. Crits does get used. Uber's getting used, so it's going to get flashed around as well. There's going to be nothing really they can get from this at all. Oh, Boomers,
on the other side doesn't have to really. Vori gets walked over completely as well. Not anything with him. So maybe the fact that they didn't clean up much of the Oniwa might just hurt a bit. Poison in a bit too deep for his own liking. Gus fall back just in time here. They want to keep fighting. Bomb comes in from Scar out of spawn. Huge damage. They instantly clean up and they're all cornered on the low ground. That is easy picks for Blue Boys to get here, and it will be pretty much all of them. Charlie just now spawning. Really well done there, and again, 3 minutes left. You just need to bring this to time now.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I've seen Charlie streams before. This is the moment where he does something which doesn't make any sense, and it works, and you're just like baffled at how he's so smart. He's not done it. Well, you know, I was optimistic. Drezo, 90% of his Uber. It's literally like, if they manage to find a way to lose this, I'll be absolutely baffled. Charlie's going to jump in nice and deep. They kind of don't really have an option to play around these Ubers at this point. They just need to hope that everyone gets dropped or Drezu just doesn't use. He does actually manage to drop his demo, but on Kai and Dekka going down as well. It is a bit of a 3v3 situation, and in fairness, his fragging class is not there on the side of SOP. Brago 2-piping, and they're fully wiping them. This is possible for Boomers. No one's on second. Okay, they've just got the memo that someone will have to cap second. I agree. Brago going to see if he can try and spawn cap a little bit towards left-hand side, but, I mean, he can't. They're already out. Not really going to happen. Even if everything goes perfectly, surely, timing-wise, like, this is going to be so hard for them.
I mean, you got to appreciate, though, that Wolf jumped onto Juno so they can die together as well. That's just nice teamwork over there.
Effective, you know? It's good stuff. Right, we do have Yeah, like they have to off Uber. It's 2 minutes. They have no choice but to just basically walk in at this point. Like you can't wait for an Uber. There just physically will not be enough time in the world. This gun thankfully isn't quite built yet. Beaven does try and go in. This flank is going to be the one doing all of the pushing. Charlie gets a bit of damage, but he's going to get cleaned up as well. Thankfully, they do manage to trade out at least one. Deck is going to be going in all by his lonesome, though. No one really there to assist him. This is not looking good for the Boomers whatsoever. Even with Poison picking up that frag, it just doesn't really make any difference. It's like they have to go last. Everyone's surrounding them everywhere. Uber gets used. Go on. Give me a fat solo. Yeah, they take down Drezzo. Right, what's next? A sniper? Yeah, air shot or something. Yeah, dude. Poison's...
Well, he got him.
Yeah, he got him. He did get him.
Fighting for his life, but QB reigning supreme with the melee weapon out. Immediately headshot. I don't know if he wanted to taunt, but he was just kind of standing still there. Unlucky when you forget your taunt bind.
Dude, it's a harsh world. This has now turned into chaos time. This is like the frag clip time where you just try and make weird stuff happen. It's going to be 1 minute left in this game, and it is officially impossible, as your boys SOP will be securing their position in Season 35 Premiership, and the Boomers, unfortunately, will not.
Yeah, New Blood reigning supreme for tonight, and we'll see how much longer this lasts. Getting to Prem is one thing. We're doing well in
getting any points in Prem.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. That's gonna be the hard part now. This was somehow the easy part, and looking how this game went, it wasn't really all too easy either, so this is gonna be a difficult season for them, but they wanted to be here. They really wanted to win this game to make it happen, so it's all on them now. They need to make the moves here. They need to show us that they deserve to be here between all these other 7 teams that we know are in Premiership.
Exactly. This is going to be the last 15 seconds of the game. Half the players are already leaving the server. Anyone going to hit any dope air shots? Anything sick? Any massive headshots? Any big plays? Onkai is going out the server. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Brother had some rough games, you know. What can I say? That is it. Officially, the bell has tolled. That is GG's by all the boys there. Yeah, that was a game and a half.
Yeah. 3 really different maps too, overall. So we got something he delivered to us tonight, and you know, this is why we have the qualifiers, right? This was a really close call in the end. I got it wrong, but I'm very much happy with how it went either way, despite a bit of a mess it turned to in the end, because SOP just really showed some great adaptability and some really promising stuff overall. Like I said before, Premiership is going to be the real challenge now. There's been a lot of teams, by the looks of it, that have like really, really strong rosters, I think. So them as the new Bloody are going to have a mighty difficult task at hand.
We do have some logs to look at. This was obviously a lot more of a one-sided game. We've seen some big things happening from a couple of the SOP players. Credit where it's due to Warped right now, getting 36 frags on the old soldier class, which is not a common thing at all in the current year. And as well, Juno 34 frags or lowly 13 deaths. I feel like obviously they did have control over the game more often than not, but there's something to be said for when you kind of when you're winning the scrappy fights, right? You know, just cleaning up the frags, the kind of focus fire, the teamwork. It's something which did definitely, you know, much like some decent parts of the process where it was just looking better for SOP. You know, Boomers they had a few things which was kind of working decently, but it just didn't seem like a solid enough team, really.
Yeah. All right. I think I see some people lining up for interviews. That should be Juno, aka Unikako, and Scar as well from SOP, making the win here. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely. Right. Obviously, yeah, we were just saying 3 really, really different maps. Obviously, we can start with the process a little bit. It seemed very much like you guys were in control. You know, everything other than mids. Mids, it seemed like you guys didn't quite have nailed down, but everything else you were kind of barely in control. Were you expecting process to kind of be your map more than anything, or were you a little bit surprised at how kind of dominant you were against your Boomers?
Should I start?
You should go.
Well,
You pick the maps.
Yeah, well, we picked process because basically it was our best map, we think. Because we had like an idea of like we have the best scouts. For us it was our advantage. So process being the kind of the best scout map, we just picked it like normally, and it worked out pretty well.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Obviously, going into Snakewater is a very different experience. It seemed like it was kind of pretty close for a lot of it, and then as the game kind of went on, it seemed like they had things nailed down quite a bit more. Has Snake kind of conventionally been a weaker map of yours, or do you think it was just a case of they kind of started getting some momentum, or what was the feeling in terms of Snakewater?
Scar, you want to say?
Yeah, go on.
I mean, Scar, you want to say what you have to think.
No, you
I mean,
can go
I mean,
on.
I can give my input. Like,
Yeah,
go on.
Go for it
I
then.
only play like 2 nights with these guys, so before this, so I didn't really know what to expect playing with these people.
We're just shit in
So
Snakewater. I'm
basically, my input towards the map picks was that I think we had the better scouts. So get maps where that aren't like Demoman or Soldier dominated.
I can dig. I feel like it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, with things going how they've gone, this obviously leads you now into competing in Prem this season. Pretty scary. There's a lot of big names in Prem this season, and obviously, whatever team gets through in terms of qualifiers, they're always going to have a bit of a rough season. What's kind of the goal, like the philosophy for the team this season? You guys are expecting, trying to see if you can kind of win a few games, get towards that kind of, fifth, sixth, maybe even like kind of fourth place position, or you guys are trying to treat it as a bit of like a learning season, or what's your ideas for the upcoming season?
We just want to play for the experience of it. Like we want Warped to teach us how Prem is like, and just gain experience from that, like playing maps against good teams.
For
And
me,
try not to get rolled.
for me, the most important thing is to get to play against Prem players.
Yeah.
The better players you play against, the better you get.
Absolutely makes sense. Obviously that first season is always going to be a rough one, but as long as you can go into things with a good mentality, there's no reason why it can't be a success, even if not in terms of map wins. Dum, have you got any big burning questions you want to ask our boys?
Well, given that Olga's already begging me to be dragged into the interview channel, instead of doing that,
Yeah, bring
we
back
can.
Olga.
Instead of doing that, we could just talk about your next match next week, which is against his team.
Oh no.
Like, how
Let's have a rap
do you
battle
feel
in
about that
Discord.
one? You obviously
I'm in
probably have
Mumble right now.
you obviously have seen them in the past before. They've been in
Yeah.
Premiership for a little while now, and apparently he's himself helped you out a little bit in the preseason as well, leading up to this match. So, what do you feel like going into that match next week?
I'm gonna be super honest. We are not scared of Olga. It's gonna be
Ooh.
surely easy win. No, just kidding. No, like yeah, we know that they have way more experience than us in Prem now because they've been here for like 3 or 4 seasons now. But yeah, we're gonna try our best. If there is like an official where we can actually maybe make points, it might be this one or like maybe like another one. But surely this one, we have our chances maybe to at least score 1 point or maybe 2. So yeah, it's our objective.
I think at LAN, Olga lost like all of his arm wrestling matches, so I'm pretty confident.
Well, your chance to
do
do
your curls, bro.
your chance to beat her with that is a few months away still.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, I wanna give a quick shout out to Olga because he's the one that helped me to pick the maps and like all of that. So big shout out to him.
So speaking of LAN as well, what are the odds we guys see you in Copenhagen in April?
I'm not going unless I have a team.
Yeah. I might be not going personally
Unfortunately.
because of exams. So.
Well, every once in a while you see parts of Prem teams band together to make a roster happen. Maybe you guys can do the same. I know of a good amount of teams going, so it should be interesting. So I hope to see as many of your team there as we can.
Yeah,
The hope is out
Yeah.
there.
I agree. Plan is good. It's all good.
Agreed.
Right, do you want to wrap
Agreed.
things up?
Oh,
Let
yeah,
people
sure.
get on with their nights. We'll do it. It was some good fun. Obviously, congratulations to our boys, Synonym of Perfection. We're going to do some shout outs while we're here. We're going to start off with Scar. Who would you like to shout out?
So yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to all my friends that have been watching this. Like, really, thank you guys. I wanna give a quick shout out to the enemy team as well because it was a really good match and really close one. Shout out to all my ex-teammates, Deka, TXX, Neutronas, etc. And yeah, big shout out to Colleen especially.
2 hours later.
Sorry. It was important.
All good. We'll go to the shoutouts to, well, from the artist formerly known as Juno.
My name is Unikeko. Please accept my new identity.
Is that
My
your shoutout?
No. My shoutouts are Carbo, and Hempus, and the Rats, and the team.
Yeah,
All right. That's
Sounds
shoutouts
good.
to some insane Div 2 and Div 3 players. Yeah, and from my perspective on just shoutouts to everyone that's just helping me out with casting. I've done a bunch of stuff the past few weeks. So shoutouts to Feint, shoutouts to TF2Pickup.pl, shoutouts to Russian Highlander, and shoutouts to everybody watching all the time. That's really, really nice. And then on to
Shout
you,
out to
Eepily.
the chat, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to shout out Beta for being our production boy, and obviously you guys coming in for interviews, done for casting with me, and obviously the teams for a bang of a game, even if it was like an absolute just mess for some amount of it. Obviously upcoming, we have season 35 starting as of literally today. So upcoming weeks, we're going to be seeing obviously all the hot Prem action happening on TFTV. So there's going to be a whole bunch of it. I'm not sure when games are scheduled for this week, if they even are at all. So
It's
make
always
sure
Thursday.
you all, well, Thursday then, right? Keep your eyes out for anything weird happening, but most likely expect at least one Prem game happening on Thursday. Other than that, yeah, wrap things up. Congratulations once again to SOP. We will catch you guys next time on TFTV.
Thank you. And shout out to all the friends